Fucking, I've got Winamp that's sat on top of the timer. I can't tell if it's on or not. There we go. There we go. Come on! There we go.
Can't sip tea forever.
Yeah, you can. Sip them tea. Shall go!
Oh, greetings, one and all, and welcome back to episode 315 of Tenno Clock. I am your host for the most, as always, Francois878. Michel Posma. We're being joined by the glorious toast, Xeno, and we also have our great guest, Big Jim Idea.
Big Jim Mid. You remember that?
Yes, it is I, DK Diamantes. How is everybody today?
Hell yeah.
I don't know what you guys are doing. Anyway, right, so... Yep, 10 o'clock. MDRLOz, number 72, still here, which is great.
Yep.
He passed the first test. We now got him for a second test. And we're going to move on to the first thing we always move on to, which is emblems.
Emblems!
So,
woo!
Jim, if you scroll up in this chat, you'll see the two emblems of the week. Which emblem and why? What? Top one.
It's awesome.
I don't know which one the top one is. Like, we're side by side. Oh, okay, so it's the tiger.
It's a tiger one.
Tiger
Yeah.
star.
That one's sick.
Yeah. Okay. So that one's my one. Michelle, which would you go for?
I would go for mine. Actually, no, I do really like the tiger one.
Yeah.
I think the design on the one below is quite interesting. But
What does it say?
I don't know.
Fuckus.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if you
something.
insist.
Or maybe that's a
Yeah, focus. Maybe they try to make it
No, but that's-
fancy.
That's a you.
Heroes.
maybe it's an acronym.
I hope it's an acronym, because otherwise I'm got a bloody clue.
Focus. You super.
Whatever. Moving on. Right, so that's it for the emblems. If you want a chance of winning 150 platinum, go into the description below. You'll find a link to a Google form where you'll see last week's emblems that only went up like an hour ago. And you can select whichever emblem you want to be the one you like the most. And you'll be entered in for 150 plat. You need to make sure that you put your in-game name correct. Because otherwise, if DE can't find it, I then choose someone else to win. Would have lost out on an opportunity to win 150 platinum. And make sure you get your in-game names right, which I literally just said 2 seconds ago, and choose the platform of choice. And that's it. So, moving on to Dojo Dusting. I'm going to TennoCon. Michelle doesn't know if he's going to TennoCon. Jim, do you know if you're going to go to TennoCon this year?
I already went to TennoCon this year.
No,
Well,
with,
the upcoming
2020.
Yeah.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah.
You said this year. I get confused. This is we're definitely.
No, it's like the fiscal
3 months
year.
out from the previous one.
No, but it's like the fiscal year. The year starts on TennoCon, right?
No, what?
So it's like it's like the Tenno year. It starts on TennoCon.
The answer will be yes, so long as I don't move.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. I actually found the picture of us taking a selfie together.
Really?
Not the selfie of us taking the selfie.
The picture of us taking the selfie. Yeah. I think that's going to be the new wave of selfies. Yeah, on the internet, sweeping the nation. You're going to need at least 2 phones and 2 selfie sticks to capture yourself taking a selfie.
Yeah. That's how it's going to be. Right, so I don't think there's anything. MDRLOz will be back next week for 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's it for the Dojo Dusting. So let us move on to the graphs, the questions from last week. So we asked a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
So again, the pair of you will see the responses further up in the actual episode. Unfortunately, because there were technical issues for recording 314, 315 wasn't recorded until midweek, so this only been up for a couple of days until we're recording this. So The responses are low, which is unfortunate. But first question we asked: do you feel Kuva liches have longevity? 48 people responded. 20% said that they never did. 22% said not after the patch, and 56% said yes. Where do you sit on this, Jim?
So what patch is being referred to here?
So when they changed the fact that the murmurs are easier to get, and I think it was the same patch as Thrall's dropping Requiem relics, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. So I do think the Kuva liches was a great addition to the game. I actually really enjoy it. And I would put my vote in the yes category here, because last Friday, when I was trying to get the relics to get the Requiem mods, the Lich kept stealing my relics, so I could never get the Requiem mod or have a chance at the Requiem mods to get the ones that I needed to kill the Lich. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, it put me in a situation where I would never ever be able to even defeat the first one.
Wow.
So yeah, it was really bad. So the fact that they added a small drop chance to the Thrall, I think is great. I mean, there's really no reason to make it like, it's already going to take forever, right? It's already like a 2-layer of RNG, and the fact that they took the 3rd layer away,
yeah,
and gave it to the Thralls, that's great, right? But it's still a double layer, and it's still going to take you very long time.
You still get the relics via the traditional means, and the Kuva liches can no longer steal the relics. But it was just a case of, like, if you didn't want to farm the Bloods or the Siphons, it's just an alternative.
Yeah, because I mean, I even started yesterday. I was playing again, and we ran like 4 or 5 Siphon missions and didn't get a single relic. And then somebody's like, "Why don't you just farm Thrall?" I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "Why would I do that? I need these relics." And they're like, "What? You don't know?" I was like, "Tell me, I don't know."
We know nothing.
The drop rate is really good.
And they're like, "You can get them from Thrall." And I was like, "Why are we wasting our time on the Kuva missions? Let's go."
Was it yesterday? I did so many Thralls. I got I didn't get relics from the Thralls. I got the relics from killing the Lich.
Oh
wow! So you already have all your Requiem mods then?
Nope. I'm missing one. I am
lucky son of a gun.
So it was a little story time. I was fighting my second Lich, and I lucked out. My first mod was actually the first one from the last Lich, so that was a luck. I got my second mod revealed to me via a murmur, and because I used that in the second place, I knew that was the 3rd mod. I needed to find out what the second mod was, and so it was a 1 in 6 chance of getting the right one. I was down to only 2 mods left that I hadn't tried, one of which is on the Requiem Relic 4, which I have none of, and thus I do not have that mod. And I was like, "Oh fuck, please tell me it's the mod I have." And lucked out, it was.
Dang.
Nice.
What about you, Michelle? Where do you feel on the longevity of Kuva liches?
I'm not quite sure at this moment, because as we talked about last time, it's I'm not quite sure about like the decrease of the grind. I'm like, I can understand with the double layer or the triple layer of RNG or the quadruple layer of RNG, maybe everything is RNG. It does ease up the grind, especially when it came to the first one. We took quite a while to get started, and I can see if you don't have like a lot of time to spend, that might be a bit put offish. But I feel Kuva liches are now a stream activity, because you can pump one out in under 2 hours.
No.
Which, well, yeah, you can. I just did on stream yesterday. We started out. We just started out at the start of the stream. We picked up a Kuva lich. Yeah, go ahead.
You started by getting a lich, and you killed it in 2 hours.
Yes. Just run Thralls, and then make sure, so you get a Kuva lich, which is just on Setnadaro. You do that in 1 run, which is under 5 minutes. and then you go and run throws, and you will get your murmurs completed, which go a bit faster. And then you'll get the mods, and like most of the mods, I got a bunch of mods already from the last time. So once you have like a couple of them, you're pretty much set. So like then it's like, okay, the first one I have, the second one I have, and if you have to farm 1 or 2 mods, then that might add on to your time. But we were just like, okay, that one I got, and that was like the Coup village kept spawning. So it was like, okay, let's see, this doesn't work. Let's go again. Let's see, this doesn't work. And in 2 hours time, we had him. So
wow,
that's why I feel that. I'm not quite sure, because I do agree that like the initial grind is quite long, but I can also see this being a system at a certain point where, especially if you have all of the mods, it's just like, all right, let's play this guessing game. Let's keep on going, because I actually did not get my third murmur because I already killed it with the correct sequence before that, because I lucked out and was like, let's see, this might work, and then it worked.
So what do you think? Never did? Not after the patch?
I don't know, because I think that even if the patch hadn't been there, I think that like people would have been put off by like the big initial grind. So I think that the patch did do more good than bad. So I'm gonna say yes, it does have longevity. But what we talked about with Phalian last time, if you could have like a second tier Coup villages, which you can get after you killed all the variants of which we have right now, that might add to it. But I mean, it's the initial stages, so who knows what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, this is, like you said, this is draft 1. Like, they could expand onto it. You could do all sorts of stuff. I had a really slick idea yesterday, too. It was brainstorming. I don't want to share it because it's so good. I'm going to just share it with dev team, but...
Well, why not share it with us? It wasn't really
involving Coup villages, but...
Oh,
because it was so good. I want... All right,
actually,
you guys want to...
Actually, one idea I've got, I came up with it... Oh, God, it must have been a couple of hours ago while I was talking to people on Discord. We now have the Coup village system, who have abilities based on Warframes. We now have a viable RNG mid-boss system that could be implemented into ESO, where you could put effectively, okay, so we're now at round 5 of ESO, or round 10, whatever. We're now throwing you a Coup village that has Mag's abilities, that has Equinox's abilities, that, you know, just pick a random Warframe, a random loadout, random everything, and then that's the one you got to fight, and you have to kill within 2.5 minutes.
I do want to bring one thing up, because I like the idea of getting that mid-boss thingy from the Coup villages. One thing that I do want to bring up is that I've already heard from people within my stream and my community that they're saying, when we're running public missions, we already have Coup villages spawning where people will just not bother attacking them because they don't want to. And that is something which I'm like, we really got to watch out with. Like, I think it's nice that you only have Coup villages come after you if you're actually doing a Coup village mission, which you can only do if you actually got one. So if you kill it, you don't want to do it anymore, it's not around anymore. But you got to watch out that it's not like a mandatory thing, because apparently people just already, they don't like it, which is interesting.
I don't know.
Everyone just fell silent. Let's move on to the second card.
Yeah, let's move on to the second card. Oh, I love this software.
Do you want optional secondary objectives? We got a total of 47 responses.
What was this about?
And that was about that. That was about having the bosses appear more regularly within missions. The topic was about
the trap Fayak.
The trap Fayak thing, and we were like, well, what if you were doing a mission and there would be like an invasion by Grenier or Corpus, and then you could choose to go to the other ship and then fight the boss, but it would be optional. So question was, do you want optional secondary objectives? 2%, which was one vote, said no. 8% said that they don't care, and 89% said yes, we would like it, and that 1% just floated away. But yeah,
fucking rounding error. YouTube, can you please fucking, like, of all the things, like, this should be a 2-second job. Please fix this fucking rounding error.
But yeah, so Jim, to explain the idea a little bit to you, the original poster of the topic last week wanted to have Fey Hack or other bosses appear in a mission in kind of like a surprise way, and we figured that having them appear in a sense that you have to tackle them, just like when you're doing like a capture and it turns into exterminate, would get like old really fast. So what if like you're doing a Grenier mission and the corp is just like in Fade and you have like a crossfire mission where like you're killing both corpus and Grenier, but it doesn't really affect your mission. However, once you complete like your sabotage or something, you can choose whether you want to board the corpus ship or you want to extract. And then what you choose after that, like you either run to extraction or you board the thing. If you want to extract, you just extract. But if you board the thing, you can go and fight the boss. So you have like an optional secondary objective, which spawns once and so often. So as to keep it a bit spicy.
We were also talking about, for concern of host migration, it would do that whole, during a survival, it would pause the screen. You make your choice. Do you want to stay? Do you want to go? And then if you choose to stay, it would, in the background, do the host migration. And then when people split off and go their separate ways or whatever, it will then do the host migration a lot faster, in theory. So reduce the chance of losing any stuff.
Yeah. So to answer the question, I mean, yeah, that's an easy, yeah. You know what I mean? Like more content and more options and continuing a mission, like it doesn't hurt anybody, right? Like, I don't know. The one guy who hit no probably didn't know what the question was. He's just like, I'm gonna press no. Like, it wouldn't. I don't know. It's a good idea. It's a really good idea. Definitely, I would love that.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Because then whether you've got 5 minutes to run a mission left, before you got to go to bed or make dinner, you can be like, all right, I got to extract, I got to go. Or if you're like, all right, let's spend the next 10 minutes, 20 minutes invading this ship. You know what I mean? And then going to fight a Lad V. Or Vehek, you know what I mean? I think it'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, no. Yep. I think we're all on board with this. It would even fit
with Empyrean, too.
Yeah.
If that's where the idea originally came from, where if you're like in a space mission and then all of a sudden another ship flies up, and then in order to go to that ship, you've got to, your orbiter leaves or like flies out, or you go into it, but then instead of the mission ending and you flying away, it would just back out into space, and then you would drop out like you normally do for Arcwing missions. I know a lot of you players, or a lot of you guys don't watch or haven't played Arcwing in a long time, but when you first fly into an Arcwing mission, you come out of the same portal on the bottom. Your frame just floats out into space, and then your Arcwing kind of flies off and attaches to your back, and it's a really cool animation. So if they combine those two things to like start a mission, the system's already there in the game, right? It's an easy transition to give them one step to the other. Like even if it was just an Arcwing mission that then pulled you inside the ship, that would be cool, right? So you're like, all right, I want to keep going. So then I've got an Arcwing mission that's very short. It's either an exterminate or just like a rush to get to the enemy ship before they take off or something like that. And then once you get there, there's the animation of them going in the ship, like Empyrean, and then you do the mission. Like, that would be cool.
Cool. All right.
Yes.
Let's move on to the third card. Co-op fishing mess. Oh, yeah. Do you want to explain this one, Michelle?
No, let's first go over the answer and see whether Jim can figure out what this means from the card. So, co-op fishing mess is the question. We got 37 responses in total. The answers given, 18% said no to co-op fishing mess. No. 32% said yes. And 48% said co-op fishing maps. Co-op fishing traps. Do traps.
Co-op fishing mess. Do traps.
Co-op fishing mess. Do traps. That was the most voted answer. So,
do you want to have a guess what this is about?
Was this related to like if you're fishing with a group and like you throw your spear, it affects other people's fish that they swim away?
No, it is close on that vein.
Yeah.
The idea is that you use nets as a team to actually fish together. So like, but the fish are divided amongst the number of participants. So if you catch 2 fish, and there's only 2 of you, so one person gets a fish, the other one person gets, right?
Yeah.
And we were going backwards and forwards with this, and it takes the whole sort of like mini game element of fishing out of mini game and actually core concept design. And I turned around and just simply said, I'd rather actually have like fishing traps for like lobsters and shit. Throw it in the pond, go do a bounty, come back, like, oh look, 5 fish.
It's there. That's a neat idea, actually. And the only way you couldn't just, that would be cool if it was like the only way for fish to get caught in your traps. If you needed bait to throw in there, you know what I mean? Like you had to choose so many bait that you purchased from the vendor, and then you'd be like, all right, I'm going to put 5 bait in, and let's say each bait can lure in like 3 fish or something. So you have to like, all right, do I want, that'd be really neat. Just be like, all right, I'm gonna put the bait, put the trap, go do this thing, come back.
Yep.
That's a neat idea.
Yep. Right. So where would you be on this? Do you think there should be like more co-op involvement or just fucking traps?
I think if it was like 2 dudes in a mission standing on either side of a lake and you shot a tether in between, and you got this like net that went all the way down to the bottom, then you just ran along and you just magically caught fish. You'd be like, all right, well, we just caught 72 fish. This is perfect. This is only 37 seconds. Sweet. Let's go. Like, what? Do that in the plains, please, because
I just what's the it's overfishing. Yeah, it's like, so what do you mean we can't fish here for another 3 years? What do you mean that we've just like massively decreased the fish population to a point of it can't survive? I don't know what you're talking about. There's always more grapes. Right, moving on.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that like we gotta like do conservation then, and we just gotta like run into the plains with buckets of fish and just like toss them all back?
That would be fucking hilarious. Repopulate the fish in the plains because some idiot overfished the waters. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Right,
that'd be pretty good. And then it's a timed event too. It's like there's a countdown before the fish spoil, before they just die in your bucket.
Oh god, how to fuck with the player base. Right, so moving on to the 4th card. Would you Kuva gun or convert? Right, so the current state of play with the Lich system, we're basically saying there's not a whole lot there to use for conversion. So we asked the general audience, what would you prefer? 48 people responded. 11% said convert, and 88% said Kuva gun. What do you think, Jim?
I think so. My first one that I got, I'm still working on my first one, if that wasn't apparent, because lack of mods.
Yep.
Like I got three mods from those first 4 relic alert relics they gave us.
Yeah.
And none of them match my Kuva. So like, yeah, it's been a long, slow grind for me. But I was super excited because my first one, it was the comb, and comb's my favorite gun. So I was leveling up my Wukong Prime at the time, and I didn't know he determined the thing. So my comb has a 40% impact buff. So after kind of talking with my community and then filling me in on the details, and we all shared that info. It's apparently you can get a damage percentage increase anywhere from like 20 to 60.
Yeah, 60 is the max.
And then you'll obviously see troll posts and Photoshop things online above that. But like, honestly, I think that if it's a weapon, like if you just want to collect all the weapons, if you're a player that just wants to collect all the weapons, you'll do it regardless, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're somebody that's like, oh, well, I just got the Kraken, right? The Kuva Kraken, and it's got 25% to anything. You're like,
okay,
I'll just convert that guy. Like I'll get a better one. You know what I mean? You're 5% over the lowest possible percent. Just convert him.
Actually, do you get a slot with it, a weapon slot, or does it cost you one?
No, it costs you one.
I completely did not consider that when we were talking about the benefits of conversion. So
when you kill them, the weapon goes into your foundry already finished, already built, right? So then you can collect it when you want, when you actually have weapon slots. Yeah?
Yeah. But I mean, like, after my 20 of Kuva Tonkor, I'm going to be like, well...
You always need more Tonkor.
And I think in addition to that, the thing that makes it even more desirable to find not only the element you want, or the buff you want, but also the high number is that it takes, which I didn't know at first. I just found this out yesterday. Was that it takes you? It's the same as the paracesis, right? So you've got a 5 format to rank. To just get those 2 levels all the way up to get the maximum affinity out of them, to max level them. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Like, yeah, there's no way. Like, so if people are just chasing mastery rank, be prepared to spend 5 forma per just to get you up to 40. They go to 40, right?
I don't know. I know it's 5 forma. I don't know if it's 4. 40.
That's 40.
That's the part I didn't know either. Somebody comment in the section below and let us just confirm. It wouldn't make sense for them to stop it at 20 and then 5 forma to 30 for only 3,000.
It's 30, and then like you put 5 forma and it ends up being 40, just like
the extra 10 or the extra 1,000. Yeah, okay.
Cool. Right.
So I guess for me, it's not as simple as Kuva Gun or Convert. You know what I mean? For me, since it's a permanent addition to the game, I'm in no rush to get them all. So,
but if it was a choice, say you're in a situation where you had all the weapons, would you convert, or would you just go fuck it? I'm just gonna get Kuva Gun.
Probably just convert.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Next, last card.
Might as well have them join you in battles to help you. If I already have all the weapons, I don't need any more.
Right.
Wait. But you play the same game called Warframe? You're never done. You're never done collecting. You can always be better.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right. So moving on. The last card we have is how to improve Kuva Lich Convert. So we gave 3 options to the community. One was the Kuva Lich Stasis, so you could use them much like animal companions. So you say like, because currently when you convert them, you only get 1 Lich.
Sure.
Right. Which is the last Lich you converted. Next was the drone resource collections. The idea is that you... Crap, I'm trying to... you convert a Lich, but the Lich still exists outside of you playing, so it can collect you resources and maybe even turn up in friends' missions and things like that. So it's much like...
it can steal resources from other people.
No, it wouldn't steal resources from other players, but it would basically get you extra... Right?
Steal their shit.
And then the third one was the territory buff. So basically, imagine you've got a rank 5 Lich. It owns 6 planets. All the red nodes swap to, say, like gold or green or whatever color that's your primary UI color. And it would function much like they do now, when you could do like maybe 1 or 2 runs of that node, and you get a resource buff to that node. Right? So you get extra resources as opposed to you're losing the resources. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You sure? You look a little confused.
Well, how would you know which one of your liches you own it goes to which territory? You just assign them, or is it?
No. It'd be the last lich you have.
Yeah, and it would have like a green or blue jelly stain instead of a red one.
Instead of a red jelly, yeah.
And
I mean, that's a cool idea for sure.
It would only be temporary. Yeah, so it wouldn't be permanent. It would only be temporary.
So it'd be temporary, and then you'd have to convert another one to get more resources. It'd be like an ongoing. Okay, well, in that case, that would be the choice, right? So then it's continually giving you benefits.
Fair enough.
Right. Then it's a continued thing. Would they still follow you in battle? Would
they
still have?
Yeah. I wouldn't take that away.
Ally you. Okay.
Because like,
I think that's neat. I also really like the idea about the drone resources, where you could like tax other players. I don't know how that would work logistically.
Cool.
If everybody's taxing everybody, that's
more taxes.
The expensive deal.
Okay, so that's it for the cards of last week. Now it's time to move on to the Patreon question. Michelle.
Yay. Let's go look at the Patreon questions. Here we go. First one of the Patreon questions is: do you have any ideas how to implement co-op gameplay into the Kuva Lich hunt?
Who's the author of this question?
The author of this question is Mudar.
Okay, so Mudar's asking, do we have... Sorry, what was it?
Do you have any ideas how to implement co-op gameplay into the Kuva Lich hunt?
What the hell's a Kuva Lich hunt?
I think that what they mean is if you're trying to like take down the actual Kuva Lich, like hunting the Kuva Lich, like everyone can like deal damage, but there's only one person can actually like take them down. Is there any way?
That's
I don't
how
know.
I understand it too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's already like the fact that everyone can hurt it, but only one person can kill it makes sense, because otherwise people would be stealing each other's Kuva Liches, and yeah, that wouldn't go down well.
I think the only thing that I can think of is you grab the player that it belongs to and you drag them over to the Lich and say, "Will you bloody attack it already?" That's the only thing I can.
Well, we were just discussing about the players that don't want to kill the Kuva Lich because they can't be bothered. Yeah. What if there's like some sort of mechanic that you can actually like make the Kuva Lich go away? So like your Warframe just walks over and just goes like shoo, and then just like runs away, so that like someone else's Kuva Lich can spawn.
Potentially,
you shoo it away and it just scampers out of there.
But,
yeah, it's just like.
But how many players could you troll by like? Oh, sorry, were you going to kill your... were you going to kill your Lich? Oh, I shoot it away.
Technically, you already can shoo it away. You just let it kill you. And then it'll shoo go away. And then another one can come and invade.
No, but again, that's the player that owns it.
Yeah. Right. Let that person go and, you know...
You help the Kuva Lich. It's like, yes, the person you're hunting is over there.
Yeah, just with signs. Go this way. Go this way.
Yep.
All right. Next question. Sakimas asks, with the melee changes, how much are you loving cleaving whirlwind now?
Isn't that the one that's just spin to win?
Probably. I'm not
using it.
Expert.
I'm using the Tatsu. I mean, like, if you're not using the Tatsu, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't using the Tatsu. You
should use the Tatsu because you're doing it wrong.
That's my bad.
What were you using before?
Whatever the flavor of the day is.
Okay. It's a cleaving whirlwind.
No, I didn't have one of those until yesterday.
Wow.
Okay.
I just use Tempo Royale. I don't care. Plus, I always just spin to win anyway. It's so ingrained in my DNA. I don't just press attack. I control attack. Control attack. Oh. It's really, really weird. Here, I just got one the other day though. Let me put on the paracesis and see, and then go into the thing while we're talking here. I'll see if it feels spicy.
Cool. Next question.
Okay, next question. Also by Sakimas. New guy on the Discord asks, "How are you?" But how are you really?
I'm all right.
Fantastic.
Well rested. I had a 2-hour nap earlier.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Naps are good. Naps. Mm-hmm. Like if you like naps, you should put in chat. Like I like. It's like not in chat. I always do that in the comments. Yeah, you should leave a comment saying like I love naps. Naps are amazing. You guys have afternoon naps?
No. Once in a while, but not usually.
Yeah.
You guys are missing out. Afternoon naps.
If I nap, then I'm up forever.
I'm typically up forever anyway. Next question.
All right. Randug says, I am that new guy that Sakimas mentioned. Oh, by the way, what color are the socks you saw earlier?
Oh, fuck you, Sakimas! Oh, I don't know. Right. So, moving on. Next question.
What color? We need to know.
I don't know. They're in the box.
Okay. Can you get them out of the box?
No. We're doing 10 o'clock.
All right. Next week, patron question should be, can you get the socks out of the box?
Fucking I'm going to put them in another place.
Rendug, another question by him, asks, so are you excited about your next Lich being a fat, balding toy collector?
Yes.
Yay. Perfect. And finally, Psychomus just says, we are truly adults around here. I mean, it's 10 o'clock. What do you expect?
That's not a question. Also, how old are you, Michelle? You're really young if memory serves. Yeah.
Let me just put it that way, that if I watch one of your videos, I might demonetize your channel. No.
Ew.
How old
gross.
do you think?
Moving on!
Wait, before we move on to the next one, can we circle back to that cleaving whirlwind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you reread that?
All right. With the melee changes, how much are you loving cleaving whirlwind now?
So I'm playing around with it in the simulacrum right now. And he spins, what is it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then he stumbles and tips over. and then you kind of delay. But the cool thing is that if you can knock an enemy over, you will do a finisher and it'll reset that. So like I'm using Paracesis, obviously Berserker's on it, so he spins really, really fast. But that's it. If you just spam E, if you just spam attack and forward, he'll just spin 5 times and then tumble over. It's fun, I guess. Definitely makes you want to put a range on heavy blades, like a primed reach now, so you can just hit everything in the way. I feel like it doesn't have very much. It has a little bit of forward progression, but I feel like pole arms are still. I'm probably still gonna play pole arms.
Good man.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's neat. I wish it had more combos though. Hold on, does it do anything if you block? Oh, I see. That's sweet. Okay, I take it back. If you, this is fun.
Okay, you gonna elaborate?
So if you just hold forward and spam attack, you do the spin in the circle.
Yeah.
But if you hold block, you do a jumping attack, like you lunge forward, 2-handed overhead, slam the ground, and then he chops the ground 3 times in front of him with like a heavy attack.
Wow.
So yeah, it's I see what he's talking about now. You can do some really, really fun shenanigans here. Lunge into a battle, knock them all up in the air, just attack, cleave them down to the ground. You can basically juggle enemies now.
I'll give it a go, but I think it's all about the Tatsu for me.
Yeah. By the way,
I just juggled this heavy gunner off the cliff. Well, that's fun.
Okay. Are we in the meantime watching Xeno just run around with his Nova and his Toncore?
No, I'm playing Mag. And I got.
Oh, you swapped. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was trying to kill my Lich with the Mag because everyone keeps on whinging about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking prove everyone wrong.
I'm so glad that you're actually switching up frames.
Right, playing it with the Oberon, giving my Lich. Oh god, was it Hollowed Ground? Was absolutely genius. It is the best thing ever because I can guarantee radiation procs and kill all my friends. Like, it just proves Oberon's the best Warframe.
Actually, weird thing is, if you kill a Kuva Larflame with Oberon, you don't get a radiation bonus. You get a toxin bonus.
Yeah, that was really weird, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but it's just like, but radiation. But okay, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Moving on.
Yep. We're done on the questions, aren't we? So moving on to the community responses.
Oh yeah, community responses. I've gotten a couple of them from the last stream. It was only like 2-3 days between then and we're recording now, but we had some interesting people coming around and leaving some cool comments. So, first one is by Majoga regarding the optional secondary objectives. They say that they wouldn't mind if they were a mix of how capture turns into exterminate, but in a similar form to how bounties have a bonus objective. So kind of like right now, if you do a capture and then like it's like you capture the target, it's like, oh, Lotus comes around, so like, Tenno, you got to kill all these Grineer, otherwise you can't complete the mission. And people kind of don't like that. But what if it would be like a Fortuna bounty or a PoE bounty where you capture the target, you can leave, but if you kill all the enemies, you just get like a bonus reward. So the only requirement is to beat the mission, like the normal mission, and if a bonus objective appears randomly after completing the main objective, that is completely optional. You can just go to extraction if you want to or you can just do it. They said also for the Requiem mods, they don't disappear; they turn into default mods, which are basically empty husks that can be converted into 500 endo or 25,000 credits. So yeah, how do you feel about the idea of doing them more similar to bounties and then bonus objectives, like we've seen in the bounties?
You want me to start?
Yeah, you go for it.
So, I think I like anything that you can do to keep players in a mission and continue earning rewards is going to be fun, right? Because while the load times in Warframe aren't necessarily that long, like if you can keep going, if the mission changes or you do a thing and you do another thing and you get an option to do another thing, like this is going to be a better play experience, in my opinion.
All right. Drew?
I think I would prefer it to be as we described it previously, where it's like an additional subset of a mission rather than just go kill all the... I think it needs to be more distinct than how it works on the bounties.
I can see that. I think it's similar, but it's like it's more low effort. So let's say that D were to turn around and say like, hey, if we're to design like an extra Grineer ship crashing into a Corpus ship, that's going to take us months to do.
Yeah.
But what if we take like this bounty thing, kind of what we already have, and we just apply it? We can do it in like a year. If we do it quickly, like a month or something. Would you rather have that over nothing, or like rather have that with the development time? Like, how would you feel about that?
See, the problem I have with it is the idea that if you're like, okay, so here's this extra bonus. Yeah, but I need to leave, right? I need to go. Oh no, but everyone else wants to do the bonus. Yeah, but I need to go. Like the whole idea of giving the players the choice of sticking around to do the extra content or just peeling off to do, leaving things. That was the key thing for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we kept that in for the bounties as well, it kind of makes it like, well, if you're going to do that, which is probably the hardest part of the whole system, considering we have things like the... Do you remember the Hunt for Alad V event? Do you guys remember that? Were you guys around for that?
Oh, yeah, I think I do.
Jim?
I may have done it, but I guess it depends on which one it is. You'd have to explain it.
Okay, so the Hunt for Alad V was after Gravidius Dilemma, and Alad V was sending the infestation via Corpus ships to various key locations. And you would get to a room, and then there was this giant portal that you would use to go to an infested ship. And then you would clear off the infested on that ship. What I'm proposing... Sorry. My point is that with the new technology that they built for the Plains of Eidolon and things, where the loading is so much easier, which then alluded to them making Sanctuary Onslaught, they could make the tile transition a lot easier to go from one mission type to another. That is all I'm saying. So hopefully what we proposed last week could work. But I'm just a little dubious of forcing players into either doing the bonus or not doing the bonus.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. Second community response is by Shrugel, who says, I'll throw my 2 pence in here about the Lich grind. They're not enjoying it. They say, I'm not upset at all that they lessen the grind a little for this. It's important to note that they make the grind easier for the first 2 murmurs, but they actually made it harder for the 3rd murmur.
Oh, I didn't know they made it harder for the 3rd one.
I didn't know that either, but like they said it, and I'll believe it. Also, they say that they're still in their first Kuva Lich, and they say, I mean, yeah, I've been playing other stuff at the same time and farming for more than just the Kuva Lich. But I know some people have literally farmed all the Kuva weapons, and that's just absurd. I don't want to do that. They just want to play the game and have fun. They don't want to like burn themselves out on it, and like they're wondering like, should the game really encourage us to burn ourselves out with like that insane RNG, and is that desirable?
He sits
I don't think
up.
it does.
He sits up. Getting into his talking pose now. I don't feel that the game incentivizes you to play at an insanely crazy rate, right? I've seen some content creators, like I think Tactical Potato, love him to bits. He ran, like, I think it was an insanely long stream, killed his first lich within 24 hours. So he did absolutely everything, not knowing anything, from scratch, and was able to kill his first lich within 24 hours. It took me, like, I don't know, I spread it over the course of, like, 4 days or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing about the lich system is that it's always going to be there. You don't have to do it now.
Right.
And like Tactical Potato, again, it's only been out for a week, posted a tweet saying like, I've done 7 liches and I've gotten 5 arc guns, you know, and he posted a meme of Peter Griffin from Family Guy going, done, I'm done. Right? And it's just like, why have you rushed? Why have you burnt yourself out?
Yeah, it's not the system. It's not the content is bad. It's not that the system is bad. It was, you know, that's the player's choice.
Yeah.
You know? If you wanna you know, grind super hard and no life it for a while, and if that's what you're gung ho on about, then be gung ho on about it. But don't be disappointed when you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's RNG. It's always going to be RNG. So, you know, don't be disappointed when stuff like that happens. If you get 5 of the same weapon in a row, you know.
I have issue when. So this is the last of my segment. I have issue when games like Heroes of the Storm go, oh, we've got this cool event going on, and it's a time limited event, and realistically, you have to play every single day to maximize on this time limited event. So if you miss like a few days because you don't know that the event started, it's a real kick in the nuts. I hate it when games force you into playing. But the one thing Warframe has not done, bar the occasional event, is made it so that this sort of content is timed exclusive and you have to play 24/7 to make it worthwhile. There's also no loot boxes.
I mean, that just makes it instantly better than half the games out there. But I think that one of the problems might be that people like to complete things. People like to like complete tasks and like have that feedback of like, oh, I've done something and I've done this thing and within the game. And Kuvalich is one of those things where it's like, oh, I want to kill my Kuvalich, and then like if you want to go out there and kill Stalker, you can use a beacon and you can kill him in like 5 minutes. And Kuvaliches, especially your first one, it's gonna take a long time, and it might just be that people don't feel satisfied with their play session if they're intended to go out and like kill a Kuvalich, and after 4 hours they're not even like halfway there because first time to do it, they got to farm everything, they got to learn everything, and I can appreciate that, but it's like it's not meant to be done in like one play session. So if your idea is that like, oh, like doing one Kuvalich is the same thing as like doing one mission to me in terms of like satisfaction, then if that's your goal to do, then yeah, the game might like feel to you as though it wants you to burn out because like, oh, in order to do just one thing today, I need to play like 24 hours like Tactical Potato. It's like, no, not really, because this is not meant to be done in a single day.
I think one piece of advice I could give, trying to turn on my radiator with my foot, one piece of advice I could give is play with people, play with friends. I've started playing with randoms on my Discord server. People that I've gotten to know. I don't know if I'm turning on my radiator. I really fucking don't. I think I might have just turned it off. Nope, I've turned it up a little bit.
Yay!
But like, if you guys are interested in being part of my community, go into the description below and you'll see a link to my Discord. If either of you two want me to put a link to your Discords, I'm more than happy to do that. But, just come play. If you see people in the general chat, on voice, come sit, talk with us. I think that one of the best experiences that potentially Michelle's had with the Kuvaliches is playing with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a fair assessment?
I mean, I figured all of a sudden they did exist, other people, and didn't know about that before. But no, like, it was really fun because I think I already released how to farm the Kuvalich thing. We did a video together because I had no idea how to do it the first time I did it, and I was like, okay, Xeno, can we just go and do it together? And I figured it would take like an hour to an hour and a half to complete. And then we went on that grind for the murmurs and then the relics and all that stuff. And that was 2-3 days where we just spent 4 hours with Rollins, with Sakamas, with Phalion, with everyone in Xeno's Discord to just get those things. And it was a lot of fun because you just sit and you chat and you get the things you need, and it makes the time go by, and it's just a really enjoyable time.
What about you, Jim?
Yeah, I've been doing it. I mean, it's kind of how I play Warframe now. It's been a very long time, been a couple of years since I felt like I had to go hardcore on Warframe. You know what I mean? As when I stopped feeling like I had to do everything immediately and grind super hard. When I started playing Warframe casually is when I started enjoying the game more. So yeah, last night we farmed relics and I got 2 more. I still need 3 more Requiem mods, and by doing murmurs to get more mods or to get more relics to get those mods, I uncovered 2 of the things that I need. 2 of the I'm right close to the 3rd one now for identifying the 3 sequences for my lich. But it's all right, well, I still need this other mod, right? It's from the Requiem one. I still need the Zada. It was the very first murmur I identified. I had no, you know what I mean? I don't own that one. This is going to be impossible. So, I don't know. It's a permanent addition to the game. I'm not, and I'm not going to treat it like a time limited event, like you said. It's pointless. I'm just gonna have fun running it. Hey, what do we want to do tonight? All right, well, we're gonna do night waves. So we're gonna focus night waves first, get all those completed, and then we'll do these relic things, and then it'll be oh, what's in sorties today? If there's a defense, we won't do those today. We'll go back and do this other thing. There's always things to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's kind of I feel like the Kuvalich system basically gave you more unique things to do on different planets, right? Because if you want to do nightmare missions, there's 1 on each planet. The Kuvaliches give you some additional things to do per node.
Yeah.
When it spreads to different planets. So yeah, it's fine. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Make it fun. Don't make it a chore for yourself.
Yeah.
It's all you can either make it hard for yourself or make it fun for yourself. It's your choice.
Mm-hmm. All right. Final community response by Led 2012. Oh, I was talking about that 2 Lotus speculation. We had a meme where there was 1 Lotus on the one hand and another Lotus on the other hand. Talking about what if there are 2 Lotuses. And they say, what if we get wrecked in a new war? Nataf fully joins her family and we just get yeeted. Or what's the pastime of yeet? Is that yeeted or is that ute? Into the Friri paradox. Timey-wimey stuff, and we just pull out another Lotus from another past timeline, and she fully chooses us over her sentient family. How cool would that be?
Oh, damn.
That's some really cool story theory there, dude. Who was that?
To be honest, I would have it when... So she sees what happened after she chose not to side with you, and then she doesn't leave her timeline. She stays with it, and so there's only one... There's no multiverse. It's just one continuity and things like. Because I always feel that if you're gonna make a choice like that, you gotta make it right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so many timeline stuff. So many people just okay, it's either multiverse or it's not. Don't pick and choose. That's one of the reasons why I enjoyed Endgame so much, because it's just like, no, it's multiverse. It's just fucking multiverse. But yeah, because a lot of people seem to struggle with the multiverse theory. Just make it one timeline so that like, you show her the aftermath of her decision, and then that influences her to change her mind earlier in time, and thus she sticks with you.
Actually, I've read the transcript, and I'm gonna hope that Xeno just cuts this out and mutes the mics. But I think we can all talk about it because we all sign NDAs. But I'm super excited because Tilreg is going to be back. Like I always love that. What we're going to do is we're going to take the Lotus and we're just going to bring her to Tilreg and we're going to say, clone this. And then we just give one clone to the sentients and we just keep our other clone.
Yep. That's evil twin syndrome. Yep, totally.
Yeah.
Down for that.
But no one wants to know that because...
All right, cut back to the normal here.
Yeah. Hi. We didn't talk about anything. Clone Lotus.
So I think it would be cool if it was kind of opposite what you were talking about, Xeno, where if there was the
multiverse.
Multiverses, right? Because then it would be really, really exciting, right? Because then it's, if you do get thrown through to the Deviri, if you do get thrown back in time, but then there's another, and you get thrown into a different parallel timeline, right?
Yeah.
And then that Lotus is there, and then you can explain the situation in a similar way where she wouldn't actually see the outcome, but you would be like, they'd be like, why are you here? And you'd be like, oh, well,
you fucked
this
up.
happened. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh, you messed it up big time. Like, or for us, you messed it up for us, right? The sentients are going to take over. And that's when you can develop the story and it kind of makes sense. But I don't know if then you get some sort of like secret, like backdoor where she's like, oh, well, in order to beat them, or we'll send you back or something, or this is how you stop them from being spawned. And maybe that's the whole thing about the Deviri paradox, is that you stop the sentience from ever being created. You know what I mean? Like maybe you get sent back so far in time, and then that's how you fix the future. I don't know, but then if we did that, the stalker would go away. Mm-hmm. Everything would. So you can't do. It's crazy. Time travel.
So what if like we go with a multiverse idea, so that we have the Lotus in the one universe, but with sides with the sentients,
mm-hmm.
and then declares like war on us, and mm-hmm. like we're like, okay, let's go to this one universe, and this other universe, and then grab our Lotus. So like the sentients show up with their Lotus, and we show up with our Lotus, and then like meanwhile, like the Corpus have been keeping a keen eye on us. And then they show up with their Lotus, which they got from like a multiverse, and the Grineer come up with their Lotus, and it's just going to be like a giant.
And they all converge on one timeline.
Yeah. Oh no! But could you imagine that the Grineer's Lotus is actually one of their queens, or is their queen?
Shit!
Oh, that would be interesting. Where she took a liking to the Grineer instead of the Tenno.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be really interesting to do, but as long as it's written well, because like. How could you explain that Margulis was actually the queen of the Grineer instead of or maybe it's like you have to explain it well. Like this is one of the biggest problems with time travel stuff. If it's not thought out properly, it's a fucking mess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So are we done for the community responses?
Yeah.
Out of interest, was there an awesome Todd comment saying, "By the way, Xeno, you're wrong"?
Let me go take a look.
As if there wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
Slipping, guys. Right. Okay. I was like, oh my god, are you failing as a MDRLOz to like not tell me about awesome Todd's thing? Anyway, so let's move on to the topics.
But he wasn't.
Right. So topics for this week. Yeah. Right. So topic 1. Idea. Have the Syndicate help you out in defeating the Kuva Lich by providing Murmur. Have the Syndicates. Right, topic 2. This is the longest bloody name in the universe. Failed combination on the Lich should result in the Lich's temporary death, not ours. The Lich should die and come back stronger until we end the cycle with the correct Requiem phase. Phrase. And then topic 3, Grendel is fun, but it doesn't feel like I'm eating anything. On to topic 1. Clear my throat. Okay. Topic 1. Have the syndicates help out in defeating Kuva Liches by providing murmur. Lore-friendly, this adds a degree of interaction between the Liches and the existing factions in the Origin system. They can't go around dominating planets without pissing everyone off. Reduce the grind. This gives a large boost daily to murmur. This will help players with a limited budget of time daily to participate in the Lich system. At the same time, it is limited, so it does not make players progress through the system too quickly. Ideally, players should be able to get 1 Kuva weapon per day in 1 to 2 hours of playtime. Normally, long syndicate missions are ignored because they take a long time for little rewards. They are double-length missions for some reason. This gives a nice incentive to play them. Liches and Thralls may spawn in these missions. Amount of murmur rewarded, subject to change. Yes, I know people have more than 3 syndicates. The cap is still 3 special missions a day. So, my first question to you guys is, how do you feel about getting 1 Kuva weapon per day, a span of 1 to 2 hours?
I mean, I just said I did that on the stream, but yeah, honestly, 1 weapon in the span of 1 to 2 hours, and 1 Kuva weapon in the span of 1 to 2 hours every day, like, that's gonna be quite a lot, because like there's a lot of hours in a day. And like, yeah, like I can understand where they're saying it's like, yeah, not everyone has a bunch of time, and time is limited. So, but still, it's like, let's say I want to maximize things out. Let's say I do if it's even like 1 hour, like they say 1 to 2 hours. If it's on the low end of 1 hour, and like I got a day off, I can grind out 12 weapons in a day. Like, man, that adds up.
Jim?
I think then you just devalue like the content at that point. You're just like, oh, you can get it all within a week, huh? Sweet. Like, yeah. All right. I think it's silly. Just for the specific question, to be able to get a Kuva weapon in a short period of time, I think that would be significantly undervaluing, the system, like what it starts at and where it could possibly go.
Oh, remember that first weapon, which you could rank up to rank 40? We made an entire quest of that. Oh, remember the next ones? Yeah, you can just get like 12 a day.
You just get 12 a day.
Just grab them.
And they drop at rank 40. Fuck it.
Yeah. Boom! No formulas, just rank 40. Instant mastery.
I am against this. I do not like the idea. Like, we are constantly whinging, everyone whinging about the content drought within Warframe. And this is instantly like, oh, there's too much stuff to do, I don't like it, I want to have nothing to do, and then complain about it. I'm like, you can't fucking do this.
No.
Okay, let's talk about syndicates getting involved, right? Do you guys like the idea? What were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
Do you guys like the idea that you could talk to your syndicates and get contributions towards murmurs?
I like the idea of the syndicates getting involved in the sense of what I say is like, well, they're just taking over nodes of like the corpus, and why would no one else be upset about that? I think that's an interesting approach. But them having murmurs in the sense of like, as far as I can understand it, it's like they're talking about you can do the syndicate missions and murmurs will spawn on the syndicate missions, and then you guys can also get some extra murmurs from your syndicate. And it's like, well, aren't you just making extra murmur missions? Because we already have missions where you can go to get murmurs, to go like throw missions. And now you're saying they also spawn on syndicate missions because we don't want to do murmur missions. Let's do syndicate missions where we do the exact same thing. Only now syndicates give you a little extra. Because why? It's like I can understand their attempt on trying to like be like, well, it would upset other people. Maybe we can involve the syndicates because the syndicate missions are very underplayed, I feel. But it's just like you're basically just adding more murmur missions. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like why it'd be like giving syndicates a little bit more something in the game in general is always fun, right? Which is why they gave them quests. But like, yeah, like you said, Michelle, it's you've already got the murmur missions. You can already acquire them. Right, like that's how you do it. You do the thrall. Like if at that point, if we take it one step further and say, yeah, sure, let's allow you to farm murmurs from syndicate missions. I guess I would come back and say, well, why even add the Parazon to the game then? Why do you need the Hidden Blade to farm murmurs? It's pointless if you know what I mean. If you're just going to add the ability to acquire a resource. In this case, it's a murmur outside of a specific task, right? Like then there's no reason to have a specific item, like a piece of gear item in the game, right? Then it's just like, oh, okay, well, we wanted to buff or allow you to have an easier time hacking. Hacking was already easy, right? Like you play for a couple of weeks and you understand the patterns, like, and you can do it easy peasy. So like, why? It doesn't make sense, right? Like,
I mean, like, we can grow cabbages. Of course, the syndicates can grow cabbages. So why not make the syndicate missions relic missions at the same time? Because they will stumble upon them, and like you can do them, and that will make people do more syndicate. You know what? Let's throw in legendary and like the entire sortie reward table in there. Because if some of the Lotus can give us sortie rewards, why can't the syndicates do that? And then they'll
syndicates could come across Riven shards, like
yeah. It's like let's put everything on the syndicate mission. See if people will play them.
It's an idea. I know where they were going. They wanted more murmurs faster to feed into that first idea of being able to get one weapon in an hour, right? So you can just fill your murmurs within 3 missions. You just get all 3, and then you just apply the things and you go to the Lich, right? I think that's where the whole, because I was trying to pay attention as much as I could while you read the entire thing, and it was all over the place. So if I'm understanding it correctly, the thought of the whole suggestion was to be able to get murmurs very rapidly, to identify your 3 relics very rapidly, the mods, right? Yeah, the Requiem mods very rapidly, so you could then go do 1 Lich within an hour. I think that's silly.
I'm really against this. I don't like. As I said before, we were so starved for content.
Why do you want to rush it?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you want it to be done like, within? Yeah.
So people had huge issue. What was the name of the system? The syndicates for Fortuna. Loads of people had issue. Even PC Gamer, it was PC Gamer. Like everyone had issue with
the standing.
Yeah, the Solara standing.
The debt bonds thing.
No, not the debt bonds. It was the Solaris cap. It was the daily standing cap. People had issue with because if you weren't of a high enough account, like it'd take you forever to get through it, so on and so forth. And like I get it, but why do you want to burn through all the content so goddamn quickly? Okay, that one was painful, right? Because realistically, you didn't have to do anything because you could just go buy a debt bond. You could trade it in for rep, and you didn't have to do any of the content, right?
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. This is actually encouraging you to play goddamn game. Like, this is a mentality I cannot understand. If you're not enjoying the game for the gameplay itself, why are you playing the fucking game? Right?
Because you're a content creator?
Okay, fair.
I think maybe it's like Michelle mentioned earlier, like a collector have to have everything mindset.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's kind of been there in Warframe specifically for so long that if like I know people who first week it comes out, I want to get max. Oh, did I just drop?
No, you're still here.
I just dropped.
No.
Okay, you can still hear me. I want to get, master. I had somebody tell me they want to get master rank 28 as soon as it drops on console before everybody else in the clan. I said, okay, well, you better be prepared to spend 835 plat to buy that pack, so you have all the mods first, and then go super hardcore on like not only brute forcing every single time. You've got to get your lich, then you've got to, while running murmur missions, right, then you've got to make sure to swap out and try and brute force it before you acquire all your murmurs. Like, that's the only way. And then spend a ton of forma on all the weapons you get and hope you get a different weapon each time. Like, if that's your goal, sure, you're gonna hate yourself for it, but that's what you have to do, right? You've got RNG on top of RNG, like just to try and get there. And it's like, well, what is that going to do for you? I mean, he wants to be the first one in his clan, sure. But outside of that, like for everybody else, why do you just like having that high number? Like,
so I don't know how much you guys play the Pokemon games. Right?
I played Blue and Red when I was a kid.
Is that it?
I played I played Yellow.
Well, that's pretty much the same generation.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right. That was it.
That's right. What about you, Michelle?
I played. Okay, so the first one I played was Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and then I went back to Fire Red on the GPA, and then I think I played Emerald a lot in class on my tablet, which was a lot of fun.
So I know a lot of
wins. Yeah.
I know a lot of people are getting seriously bent out of shape over the fact that the new Pokemon game that's due to come out on Friday, they're only having half of the national Pokedex.
Yes.
Right? So half of the world's existing Pokemon are not appearing in these two games.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Is there a reason?
Yeah, it's because we always misinterpreted the Pokemon song. It's not gotta catch them all. It's just gotta catch a reasonable amount.
Right.
Yeah.
I catch 3, you catch 2. Pokemon catch a reasonable amount. Give them a love and affection.
You're taking that from that video, you bastard.
Fairburn Films, guys. So fantastic YouTube channel. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm not familiar. Explain it to me, since I'm a dummy. Has the Pokedex or whatever, every Pokemon ever been in every single game?
Yes.
So
it has. So the game size has been like growing and growing and growing and growing and growing.
Well, the thing was that like it started out with like the Game Boy and it moved on to like the DS and the 3DS, and like you would have your own set Pokedex for like the regions. That would be about 150 Pokemon or something. And then once you completed like the Elite Four or something, after that you would get the national Pokedex, which would include everything else. And it could, like in the Nintendo DS, you could insert your GBA or your game cards cartridge, and you could copy all your Pokemon into your current game, so you could fill up all the Pokedex. You could trade with people online, so you could fill it up, because like it was like gotta catch them all, so you could take your generations with you.
Neat. Okay.
However, they've been changing things up, especially like I think since Pokemon Go, we've seen like the Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, which was like the kind of gameplay style where you don't battle wild Pokemon, you just like throw Pokeballs at them. And I think that now they're like, well, we don't want to give people like 1,000 Pokemon to capture because they feel like it's something they can't manage. So we're just going to start with like randomly picked Pokemon. They did like the top 100 Pokemon like voting contest in Japan, and only like a couple of them from that top 100 are actually in the game, and it's pissing a lot of people off. Even Jim Sterling was like super upset because Ekans, according to him, the best Pokemon in the game, isn't in it.
Just having a look now.
So when are they going to add the remaining Pokemon to the new game?
They're not, because they want to like change things up. They're like, yeah, we need to like change things up. We need to make it more accessible to people. So this is just not going to happen anymore.
I can't even see Ekans on the system. Being blind.
So yeah, like I personally really like the way that the old Pokemon games did it, because you had your older Pokemon, the initial Pokedex that were accessible, though with like there were some Pokemons that you could only evolve through trading, and especially with like the Wi-Fi network that went down on like the Nintendo DS, you can't do that anymore, which really sucks. But like it was like 150 Pokemon. It's like one full gameplay session, you can get everything. Fine. And if you want to go on beyond that, then there's an entire like opportunity for you to do that. And like I really like that. And like I'm really sad that it's not here.
So the whole point is that a lot of people are getting bent out of shape to the fact that you're not going to be able to have a complete Pokedex, right? I've actually got a list of all the Pokemon in front of me that are and are not going to be making it into the new game. And yeah, there's some Pokemon here that are like, not making it in. But I don't care. Like, I don't care enough to... I'm still going to enjoy playing the goddamn game because I'm a giant nerd, but it is a mentality that people have. So, like, why do you have to have MR28 right now? Right? Why do you have to have every weapon in the game right now? Are Kuva weapons are they the best guns in the game? Or are they just some guns in the game? Right? It's like, where is this diehard need to have all the shit right now? Are you getting bent out of shape because you don't have the 2016 TennoCon exclusive Cyandana?
Yes, because that one was really good looking, and I'm really
right.
It'll probably be back.
It will not be back.
It's stuff like that, right? Why do you have to have fucking everything? Why do you have to have it now? It's the consumerist mentality. Okay, fine. If you want everything right now, go on to the trade chat and buy the weapons off of people for platinum. I believe they are tradable, aren't they?
I don't know.
I haven't tried it.
I remember them saying in a dev stream that they were going to be tradable. I don't know if they actually are. I never actually confirmed that. But, I need to have every mod in the game. Do you have every mod in the game? I fucking don't. I don't care.
No, I don't.
It
might be a situation where it's like those few, you know what I mean? Like the minority, like the very few but super loud people, you know what I mean? Like the diehards that could be, are just being hurt again, which, we all know that's, with those very few that aren't enjoying a specific thing, then, they complain and then things happen and change. And that's when we get hot fixes and updates. So it could be a situation where this is what we hear, you know what I mean? But it's only like a handful, like a small handful of the whole community. You know what I mean? It's like harumph, and then the rest of us are like, yeah, it's fine, whatever, do your thing. And the rest of us are just playing it, enjoying it, not worrying about it, going about our day. But because it's the internet and there's media and there's forums and there's Twitter and there's Discords, like the people who are upset about it are the only ones talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, so those are the only things we're hearing. I have a feeling that's probably the situation. The rest of us probably just like, yeah, this is great. This is fine. Sure. Let's keep playing the game. As we always have.
I'm going to ask a card. Does your opinion align with topic 1? That's what I'm going to ask, because I just don't agree with this. I like the idea that maybe we could get relics from the random relic boxes in the syndicates, right? The Requiem relics. But like, you know, they're not guaranteed that you're going to get them, but it's something to spend your syndicate standing with. I don't know about you guys. I pretty much sit on maximum syndicate standing and don't do dick all with it.
I was doing that, and then I was like, man, what am I going to do with all this standing? I'm done. I no longer bother to spend hours in the store like trading and selling the weapons. So I decided I was going to get one of every mod, one of every augment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
Yep. So that's what I've been working through, is getting one of every augment. And then at some point, after getting everything, I'm going to have to switch out my Suda and Hexus for New Loka and Parent Sequence on the PC account, because I'm currently 5 in the other 4.
Yeah.
And then those 2 hate me. So eventually I'll have to swap around to get all the stuff there.
Or we just trade, because I don't have Suda and Hexus and I have everything else.
Or we could just trade, yeah.
Yeah.
Trading.
All right, let's get into the replies to this topic. So, first reply to this topic says, would be a cool way to make murmurs less bad, as well as connect the syndicates more into the world.
Wait, what?
So yeah, they say like it's a cool way to both make the murmur grind less bad and connect the syndicates more into the world.
Tell you what, fuck it, right? We're gonna put the murmurs on RNG, right? So there's going to be a 5% chance that you'll actually... No, let's make it a 2% chance. So you have to run 50 fucking thrall missions to maybe get a murmur.
No,
right?
I have a better idea. Okay?
Make it a 1% chance?
No. I'm going to give them a 50% chance. So you only need to have like 2 murmurs or free murmurs. Can they sound free murmurs? Okay, you need the free murmurs, free kill, free froze, and you get a murmur. But the murmur you get is an RNG, so you won't know whether it's the right one. Like, you will have to like get a bunch of them until you know whether you got the right one. So that's an RNG. So you can get like them all the time, but like only once every 50 missions we get the right one.
So what is it, like a 60% chance you'll get your first murmur, a 39% chance you'll get your second murmur, and then a 1% chance you'll get your third murmur.
Yeah, it's like most of the
actually
time,
no, that's still horrifically broken. It should be like a 98% chance to get your first murmur, and then a 1% chance to get your second 2. Because like otherwise, you know, you can still cheese the fuck out of it. That was way too good a system what I just proposed.
I feel that like they're onto something with the syndicates. Like, syndicates could be more connected, especially with like, oh, they're attacking regions. But then I was thinking, like, I mean, what do the Q villages necessarily have to do with syndicates? It's like everything that's happening in the Warframe universe is happening in that universe. So basically everything that's happening to syndicates could react to. So why necessarily would they specifically react to Q villages? And it just doesn't fit with the system we have right now.
Like, the only thing that would make sense is either they take over Iron Wake, they attack a relay, or the deception. Sorry, no, deception. Shit, which one is defection missions? Right? Those are the only things to do with what you call that. Like, canonically anything to do with fucking syndicates. No, this just feels like I want my I want my cake and eat it right now.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
All right. Next reply. Sometimes I feel like DE just straight up forgot about syndicates. Like,
okay.
Cressa Tull makes a recent appearance in the disruption missions because she's pretty popular, but the rest is just basically forgotten.
Are you fucking kidding? Right? Crescent. Right? Arbiters have no named character. They are the least developed syndicate in the entire fucking... Why do you think there's a fucking show that takes the piss out of them?
Yeah.
This is where Jim's like, there's a show that takes... Yeah, Jim, you've been on it.
Bonus duck.
Oh my god.
Come on, man. I've been on that show.
Yeah.
I know what's up. I was hip to the groove, bro.
Yeah.
I was smelling what you were stepping in.
Why was I stepping in anything? Moving on.
Seriously though, you have these monk-like spike worshipping space ninjas with a ton of story potential. I don't care if their lore is just a love of sticking enemies to walls with high velocity darts. I need something.
Oh, well,
what?
If you, depending on, well, this person, it sounds like this person might be newer. You'll get like the Glass Gambit eventually. And so I think every syndicate has a quest line now, right?
No.
Arbiters doesn't, I think.
Arbiters is missing one.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, we've got Man on the Wall is Red Veil.
Yep.
Steel Meridian is the thing. Which thing?
Which
the
one?
Iron Wake thing. Right? Titanium?
No. No, that's New Loka. Titania's New Loka.
Oh, right.
Steel Meridian.
As the film thing going on.
Yeah, she's and they've had like a few events.
Yeah, Kayla the Fame. Yep. We have
Operation Pacifism Defect.
Yeah.
Perrin have Glass Gambit. Suda has Octavia's Anthem.
Anthem.
Arbiters have fucking nothing.
They got arbitrations, bro.
All right.
No, they have nothing.
All right, Xeno, what would you do if Warframe comes out with an update and they're like, okay, we did the choices thing and like the war within, we were kind of trying out the waters. Now we're bringing out a quest which is like a lot more choices, kind of like an RPG kind of style game where you're like answering things, you're like making choices. And we're combining that with the Arbiter's quest, and like the Arbiter's quest just starts with like orders saying, "Well, operator, you are to be summoned in the relays," and you go to the Arbiters, and it's just like the entire quest is just you like improv answering the questions and then getting it right as they answer you.
I fucking laugh my head off. I'd love that. I genuinely love that. They fucking do that. I'd laugh my head off the entire time. Right. So that's it for this topic.
Yes.
I personally feel that like a lot of people may say I just want to be able to spam rush this stuff now, but like considering how much we've complained about having nothing to do, I'm really against rushing this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Should we move on to topic 2, good sirs?
Yeah,
topic 2. Failed combination on the Lich should result in the Lich's temporary death, not ours. The Lich should die and come back stronger until until we got hiccups. Still got hiccups. Until we end the cycle with the correct Requiem phrase. Fighting a Lich without the correct Requiems will still just beat it, stunned it. What? No, sorry. I misunderstood what this sentence was. Fighting a Lich without the correct Requiems. We still just beat it, stun it, and pulled a finisher on it. It should just die, disappear, and come back stronger in the next encounter. The way it was designed. It makes no sense that the Lich should suddenly get up, kill us, and leave. The Lich is born out of death, and the death of the Larveling, and so it should die every time we face it, only to come back stronger every time. The only way to break the cycle of the old blood would be to use the correct Requiems, allowing us to kill the Lich permanently or convert it. Lore-wise, it definitely makes more sense than the current system. I even think that a level 1 Lich should have only one ability with no elemental resistance or immunity. Level 2 should pick up one more ability, and so on. So that at the end, you're facing a Lich that you've watched grow stronger through rebirth. It would also be more meaningful to see how each death changes the Lich. Only at its highest level, maybe the Lich should be able to kill you and run away, the way it does now. But the general loop should be us killing the Lich over and over, not the Lich killing us over and over in an unavoidable insta-kill animation. I'm all for this.
Initially, I was against that, but
actually, I'm mostly for this.
Okay, so one of the things which I don't really understand is why people have such like a revulsion against being killed. It's like, yeah, I mean, I want to be killed by the Lich. It's like, it's fine if I fail. If the price of failure is death. It's like, it's fine. I got six re5 with 2 arcanes, or 4 re5s with no arcanes, and it's like 4 re5s per mission. It's like, you die. That's fine. Like, why was it the problem that you die? Like, you fail. You're fallible. Like, live with it. Grow up. But the thing that make me like convert a little bit is that the way that I understood the system before it was introduced was that like you would kill the Lich, and every time it would grow back stronger until you finally would like find a way to kill it, and it would grow with you and it would grow stronger and stronger, and you would take it out, and every time you kill it, it will grow stronger. And now it's like, yeah, you don't necessarily kill it, it just like it kills you and then it just goes away. And it's like, yeah, when it comes to like the cycle of the old blood and the way that I understood it beforehand, it's like, yeah, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I would not support this idea because of I don't want to die. Because yeah, you die. Go die. Just in Warframe, in like a mission, you just want to re5 and just you have 3 left. Like complete a mission, you're fine.
Or 5.
Or 5. You're fine.
Do you have anything you want to say, Jim, or can I jump on this?
Yes. So when you first started reading the comment, I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And then as they got into the thing about the lore and how it was supposed to work, right? Like the old blood and how it, how the whole thing spawned about. I was like, oh, that is a really good idea. Like, so I'm on board with it. I think the idea of, and especially their suggestion of having it start as a low level enemy, where like it only has 1 ability, and then it gets more abilities and it gets more resistances as it gets stronger, I think is a really unique thing. And that could even go, you could even take that one step further and say the weapon that it infused also starts off weak and gets stronger and stronger as they grow, right? So if you want the weapon, right, to have the chance of the highest possible bonus stat, right, that you would have to intentionally level your Kuva Lich up to the max level, whether it's 5 or if they change it to 10 or whatever they do. But like, you know what I mean? Because then you would have, is your choice, right? If you just want to get the weapon, get it out of the way, no problems. Or if it drops with a bad roll, if you're like, oh, well, I've got a comb with impact, I don't want that, I'm just going to get it out of the way immediately, right? Level 1. Or if you get one that you really want, you're like, ooh, I wonder how high this will level up. Like if I can get the max 60, I'm just going to kill them over and over and over and over, level them all the way up to 5, 10, 20, whatever it is. And then that would be really cool. But yeah, I think that was what started off as really like strange to me turned out to be a really well thought out idea, and I agree with it. I think it was a really good idea. So shout out to that guy.
So
or gal.
I'm gonna jump on what you said first about the idea that the weapon can get better the more you level up the Lich.
Okay.
I'm against that only because it forces the players to have the maximum level Lich before you could actually have the best possible weapon. Mm-hmm. And some players may only be able to deal with a level 1 Lich because they are new to the game or they're newer to the game. So I feel that shouldn't be a thing. I think the weapons should be...
Why not? Because like if you are like new to the game and you just started out, you don't need the highest tier weapons.
You don't need
it's something you can grow
but you're locking out content to something a player cannot cope with.
Yeah, but like that's fine. It's skill based. Mm-hmm. It's not like a like login system database where it's like no matter how much effort you put into, you can never get to day 500 within like 2 days.
No, but it's locking out progression, which is something that Warframe has never done before. So it's like in order to do,
No, in order to do the Kuva liches, you need to do the War Within. Like you can't do the War Within as a day one player.
No. I'm not talking about that. You're talking about the whole skill thing, right? Right. So you can get to the War Within only being MR 5 or 8, right? Where you have next to none of the equipment, right? None of the gear. You wouldn't have things like Excalibur Umbra. You wouldn't have a lot of the top tier weapons. You wouldn't have the the Telos Boltor. There are so many weapons that are MR 15. I think hell, you wouldn't even be able to get any of the Kuva weapons because I'm pretty sure they're MR 15, right? So you're locking out content behind stuff that people cannot do because they're getting too powerful, right? So all I'm saying out of what Jim has said is I would not lock out. So I wouldn't have the performance of the weapon grow based on how the level of the Lich, right?
I would.
Okay.
So let me put it this way. So if you're saying that DE doesn't like to like lock content out for like players based on like the skill idea. It's like
the difficulty.
I don't think that precedent should set a should. It's not like because we've done it before, it should be that way. But even if we consider it this way, okay, so let's say we don't want to lock out players from playing content. Let's go take a look at the Kuva liches. Like, okay, you can only kill a Kuva lich like level 1 maybe if you're like brand new to the game, like you're a new kind of player. Like that's fine. But then you can still see that like you can move on and you can grow within taking down your Kuva liches. So you can already do the activity where otherwise you might not have been able to do the activity. And then you kill the Kuva lich and you get a weapon which is slightly stronger, or like slightly stronger for your regards, but like there is something way stronger like beyond that. And then that means that like the players that are towards the end of the game can have this Kuva fight at rank 10 where they can get a weapon where they feel like satisfied with. And if you wanted to give that experience to like this new player, like either you would have to make the fight stupid easy and give them like this insane powerful weapon right at the start of the game, which wouldn't be desirable, or you would have to make the fight stupid easy and give them all like a stupid simple weapon, which like the end players wouldn't be interested in. So in order to make it available to everyone, it's like it's just in stages. So like you move on. The same reason why we have Sanctuary Onslaught and Elite Sanctuary Onslaught.
Right.
You now have like, hey, next week, I'll take on rank 2, and now I'll take on rank 3. And like it's still the same activity, but you can move on, you can progress, and every progression feels meaningful.
It's scalable content. Yeah.
So, but the problem is that, say you get to a point in the game where your Lich is level 10. So let's say they've given them an extra 5 levels, and now you can no longer kill your Lich. You can no longer get the gun. You can't get another Lich. So you're stuck with a Lich you cannot kill, right? What do you do about that?
You just introduce a system where if you kill the Lich, it gets stronger.
No, but
as in the lore. But if it kills you, it goes back down a level or something.
But we're not saying that's possible anymore.
There would have to be something in there to tear it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that could actually work.
But you're right. If it gets to a certain level and you're like, I want to try the next level, and then it's impossible. And you're like, oh, I guess I'm stuck for a while. Like that wouldn't be good at all.
Yeah.
No, I think that the approach of like this topic could actually really work with that, because right now they grow as they kill us. But this poster suggests that they grow if we kill them. So if we kill them, but then we can't kill them anymore, then they kill us a couple of times, and then they grow back. Then they
thematically, it's different, but logistically, it's exactly the same as is. So first off, I've asked the card: should the Kuva guns buff be tied to Lich level? So I want to know what other people think. But if you try to kill a Lich and you fail, The whole point of this system is to work exactly the same as what it does now. It's just you're not face planted in the floor and you have to use a revive. Yeah?
I think that the idea of this system is that instead of like you successfully like, okay, I think that we're mixing up failing. We're talking about two different forms of failing. You're talking about the form of failing where we're like in this topic. It's like the form of failing is you kill the lich, you bring down the health bar to where it like sits down, and then you stab it. And then the combination is not correct, and then you fail the combination. So you've already killed it, but you didn't have the combination.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's weird that we like kill it, and then because that combination doesn't work, it kills us. So instead of like we killing it with like the wrong combination, we just like we don't get a right combination. We can just like blow it up or something, and we won't get a reward, but it progresses us. And then we're talking with like the new player on failing. It's like they don't even come close to like taking down its health bar, and they just kills them.
So let me break it down, right? So we're just going to look at it in steps, right? So right now there are two possible outcomes. One, we kill it, or two, it kills us. Those are the only two possible outcomes, right? What this post is suggesting is instead of it kills us, the options are we kill it right or we kill it wrong. Right? If we kill it wrong, it goes up in level and difficulty. Right? Currently, the same way that the system works now, but instead of we killing it wrong, it just kills us. Right? Yeah?
But okay, so granted on that, but you're missing the thing where it's like you can also just be killed not by having the wrong combination. You can just be killed because it kills you in damage and you're dead.
So what if I am playing a character? So basically, in order for me to bring it down in difficulty so I can kill it, I have to let it kill me.
Yeah. Because that's the way you would normally go. It's like you go to level 1, you kill it because you can take it on. You go to level kill.
This
to level
is an
2,
excellent segue to my second point, right? So you have clearly made it apparent. Trying to choose my wording carefully. You have said that you are all right with it killing you as it currently stands, right? Yeah. You have no issue with this.
Nope.
The problem is the psychological impact that it has, right? A lot of people were super duper angry with Glassed Gambit because
that was a force. Like you've brought this up before. People didn't like that they had to fail a mission.
Yes.
But they had no choice. It wasn't because it wasn't if you were better at it, you could have won it. There was no chance in hell that you could have done it because it was programmed for you to lose.
Yes.
This is not programmed for you to lose. It's just that there's a skill level. But and like if you can't attain that, then you lose. And they're like there has to be a risk.
Hold on. My point is, it is programmed for you to lose. We're not talking about what the post is saying. We're talking about what the game is currently. People don't like being face planted into the ground because they didn't have a chance of getting.
Don't lose.
What do you mean you don't lose?
You just die. Like you don't lose the mission. You just click revive. Like it's not losing. You just die. It's like you go down. It's like.
But some people see it the same way. A lot of people see like losing revives as losing face, right?
Go back to 2012 Warframe where you only had like 4 revives in a day, and then we'll talk again about losing revives.
No, but you get my point, right? I hope you get my point.
I can kind of understand it, but it's like, come on, grow up, because it's like you know we're killing thousands of Grineer. Like, what do you want? You just want to be completely invincible? You want to never die?
It's the same when playing a PvP game, right? People get really fucking competitive about goddamn everything, right? People don't like the idea of missing out on stuff. I've got friends that have participated in Warframe events because they don't like the idea of never being able to participate in that thing that is time limited again, right? But they will not play the game otherwise. And it's just like, your MR12, like, we got people at MR28. If you want to play the game, you know, I'm fine for you to play the game, but are you really in such a manic rush to try and get to a point where you can do the event only because you can't do the event after it finishes? Right?
So, Jim, how do you feel about dying?
I think it's fine. I mean, back when I started playing Warframe, it was when you said like you only had 4 revives a day, and it sucked, right? And then they gave you the option to buy more with Plat. But it was only 4 revives per Warframe, right? So even then, it was like it encouraged you to play with a different Warframe.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I thought that was. I mean, I thought that was interesting. Like, to me, it stunk because if I died 4 times with my Excalibur or my Ember, I was like, oh crap. Well, I'll just play the other one, right? And I'm like, because I don't want to fail a mission, but then I got to learn this other, you know. So that was kind of a way to encourage players to. That's the way I saw it anyway. But to answer your question, I mean, if we bring it back to the suggestion of the poster, right, from the question. Or the topic we're on, I like the idea that he suggested about flipping it. So, as the way it is now, I mean, I think it's fine. I love when he picks me up and then suplexes me and breaks my back and stuff. I think the animation is really sweet on that. I get jacked.
If it was a suplex, I'd be down for it.
Yeah, I got wrecked. But I understand where you're coming from. You know, not everybody likes. You know, you're right. I mean, some people are they don't understand. Because dying in video games isn't usually an integral part of the game, right? It's different in Warframe. Warframe's special, where like dying is just something that happens, right? And I mean, to your point, they even just added a new Kavant to the game that while you're in bleed out, it can revive you, right?
Really?
Even though you have.
I didn't know what the special.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the special thing for it was.
Yep, the new Kavant revives you. Like, it's like, okay, so now you've got, right, you can get revived, and then you've got your six things on top of that now. So, I mean, you're right. Like, obviously, it stinks to happen, but I don't know. It's so much more a part of just Warframe in specific that I think it's silly to change that. You know what I mean? To prevent that from happening. In the case of the Kuba liches, I think it's fine because it doesn't feel like you're losing anything. You know what I mean? You're not losing anything. But I also agree with the poster who suggested it should be like the lore suggested and how it makes sense for the liches to level up, right? And because of how they were created with the old blood, where it shouldn't be they kill us, it should be we kill them and they go away and get stronger.
Oh, out of interest, have either of you played Dungeons and Dragons?
No,
not
really.
Okay, so liches are basically these undead creations that have a special thing called a phylactery that is used to store their soul, and the only way to kill a lich permanently is to destroy the phylactery. So actually think what's his name? Voldemort from Harry Potter, literally based off of a lich. Fucker won't die until you destroy its phylactery.
Shall we get into replies?
Yes.
All right. First reply says, I very much agree. That's what I thought it was going to be. I was a little confused by them killing us, but I do agree once I hit max level, it would make sense to keep it the way it is.
Yep. I agree.
Next reply says, I love the idea. Current system feels out of place. In a game which is power fantasy that is insta-dev, the way it works just feels the same way like dying to a bug world.
I think they're basically getting squashed like an insect, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think they're more. They mean more like this game is like we are like humans fighting like bugs, and like we're dying as humans in a bug world. Like we're not supposed to die because it's a power fantasy game.
Yeah.
That's true.
And this is the sort of thing I mean. That this is what my comment was about.
Right. I understand that, but it happens so often in Warframe in specific that it's just part of the game. It's different. Warframe is special.
I gotta be honest, next reply says, seeing my Warframes get yoded. There we go, that was yod. Next card, is it yod or yeeted?
Do you want that as a card? Because no one knows.
Alright, yeah, let's do it as a card. Yod or yeeted? Anyway, it says, I gotta be honest, seeing my Warframes get yod WWE style is somewhat fun and a change of scenery. But yeah, dude, I always thought that it'd be like what you're saying now. But before the update came out, because from all of the dialogues of the Liches and the one from TennoCon, yeah, they were thinking the same thing. That was like, you'd kill it and then go stronger.
Yeah.
Next person says, almost every dialogue they use hits to the fact that they were designed to be like that. There was even unused dialogue where the Lich would explicitly mention how killing him/her is pointless.
Yeah, they had an animation, didn't they? Didn't they have a short video for us on that?
Did they?
I do remember something like that.
I think it was at TennoCon, right? They showed us when they first went into the ship, and there was that big special room where you first encountered the Lich. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Final reply says, I managed to kill my first Lich yesterday. The only downside when you're trying to find the correct combination is that the game only checks the first one, and if it's incorrect, it just ignores the rest of that.
I am fine with that because that inflates the longevity. If you... Because when I was doing my Lich, I knew what the first one was, and the second. Well, sorry. So I got my first, and I discovered my third through the murmurs. I didn't know what the second one was. If it does actually check all three, I would have found my first and my third nearly straight away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm fine with how it is.
Me too. Like yesterday on stream, Dad, I figured out 2 of the murmurs, and then I still had 1 to go, and I just put on a random mod on like the first spot, and like the 2 others on like the 2 that I know in like the other spots, and then like I made an attempt, and boom, I get the first one right, which was like the one I didn't know, and then it showed the second one right, and then the third one right, and just like it's so cool to just like oh my god, I was lucky.
Yeah. So actually, I think the one thing I would potentially prefer is get the Lich down all of the way, and then you do all 3, rather than actually having to do 1. So get it down a third, you try it, oh, okay, that's right, then you get it down another third, and then you try it, and like, that was wrong, and like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, anyway. Before we move on to the next topic, I want to tell you a little story time of how players really don't like dying. Have either of you played any MOBA?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? League of Legends, Dota, anything like that? Yeah? Cool, right. So I was playing Heroes of the Storm, which is like casual MOBA for noobs, and I was playing with someone, and they were screwing up constantly. They were overextending. They were constantly fucking up. And the enemy were at our base, killing us. And he was down his lane. He was the majority of the way down his lane. And he was getting attacked by the enemy AI, the enemy mobs. Okay. And he was getting overwhelmed. And he started shrieking in our ears over TeamSpeak, screaming for us to come help him. And we're like, no, they're at our base. Why are you down that goddamn lane? It's like no, come help me. It's like if we leave, we will lose
the game.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like, no, I need you to come help me. I'll die. It's just like, then die.
Respawn at base, bro. Run to the bush and back.
He's like, why aren't you over here? Bloody idiot. Of course, he cost us the game. But
well,
of
naturally.
Course.
Right.
I mean, like, personally, I just really dislike the mentality of like only wanting consequences if they're good, because like that's what you want. It's like you want to get the good consequences of winning so that you can feel proud. It's like, oh yeah, you won, but you can never lose. So you can never have the bad consequences that make you die. It's like that's not the way the world works. It's not the way any of it works. Like if you don't want consequences, that's fine. We just let the computer do anything. You will have no input. So like if you lose, like it's because of the computer. And if you win, it's because of the computer. No worries. You can't fail. You can't win. But if you want to win, you also got to accept that you can fail. And like that's the game. It's like, oh my god.
Otherwise, just go fucking play Cookie Clicker. But like,
yeah, man.
It was like we were saying before, Michelle. Like people say that they want challenge. This is challenge. They don't want challenge. They just want fucking content.
They just want stuff.
Right. Let's move on to the third topic. Third and final.
Speaking of stuff, eating stuff.
Right. Grendel is fun, but it doesn't feel like I'm eating anything. I wish he could not only eat things besides enemies, destroying resource deposits with one, but actually swallowing what he eats. Yes, it might be a bit strong to one-shot enemies like that, but as of right now, he feels more like the regurgitator of worlds and not the eater of worlds. Have either of you... actually, no, I know Michelle's played Grendel.
Yeah.
Jim?
I played him a couple weeks ago when we first got him on release.
He only came out a week ago.
Shout out to DE. Oh, was it just last week?
I thought it was just
no. But Jim is like MKBHD when like a new phone comes out. It's like I've been walking around with this for like a couple of months. So
no, it's not nothing like that. But it's like, so I was excited. I played him. I leveled him to 30, and I was like, I tried a couple different builds, and I thought he was going to be like really, really broken, right? I thought you were going to be able to just to CC the entire map, and it took me a very long time to figure out with his one specifically that it was targeting an enemy, right? Because I kept trying to go like in a group of enemies in a survival, just press his one, and he would only inhale like none of them, 1 to none. I'm like, I don't, and I was getting so upset, so frustrated. And then other times I would absorb like 4 of them. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. So it took a very long time before he finally figured out you have to like click hold, and then within that 3 seconds that his animation is going, you got to frantically stand your mouse all over the screen. I'm like, okay, this is terrible. I hate this. And then the other thing that was really disappointing about him was like I don't know when they changed it, but you can't go into your ball anymore and run enemies over to add them to the collection. Like you can't keep growing as you snowball over enemies. I was so disappointed that was removed.
I think that was removed before release.
It was, yeah. Anyways, to the matter, I do agree, because you basically you inhale enemies, and like sure you can stomp with your 2 to like deal them damage, kill them, and give yourself a buff for a very, very short amount of time. And it's like, okay, you can stomp them to death, and then you could regurgitate them back out, but you rarely do those things in that order, right? It's very, very weird. I don't think they would rework him so soon, but thinking like I only played him for a couple hours and I hit him to 30, and it was like maybe a couple hours last week when I first got him, and I'm done. Like I thought he was going to be a lot of fun, and I can't think of any time I want to play him now. But to touch on what the comment was, I think it would be cool. What if he had, because he does have a fairly high life pool and a very good amount of armor. What about if when you eat enemies, you had the opportunity to digest them for life, right?
I thought he would have that, but he doesn't, and it's so weird. So like the only good things which I can say about Grendel is that 1, if you make him pink, he looks like Kirby, and number 2, he's fake. But aside from that, he's like, I really wanted them to be like awesome, but as someone said to me yesterday, it's the skinniest Warframe in the game is better at eating than Grendel. Inaros is way better at eating enemies than Grendel is. And the thing is, with Grendel, it's like not every Warframe needs to be the strongest, but they need to have like some sort of philosophy behind them, the way that they can sustain themselves. And the thing with Grendel is like, if you use your...
Does every Warframe need to be able to sustain themselves?
Sort of like.
I mean,
yeah, I feel so.
I mean, Necros can't support himself without the aid of healers or energy vampire.
He can if you put on not the
healing
Shield of Shadows and Despoil.
Despoil the
and then health conversion. So like basically what you do, Shield of Shadows mitigates your damage. Yeah. So then you don't get any damage, and then you use the spoil to use your health bar to use Desecrate, and then you use energy or like the equilibrium, so that when you pick up health orbs or energy orbs, which Neck responds by himself, you just boost both your health bar and your energy bar.
And then what? Animal companion for vacuum.
Yeah, like you could just use vacuum on, like, I mean, if you
a companion for vacuum. Yeah.
So like that, you could do it, but like not everyone needs to be like perfectly like in synergy like Oberon. But the thing that I have with Grendel is, like, number one, he takes a huge amount of energy, but you don't really have a way of getting that back, because his first ability is just like eat one or like a select few enemies, which is never going to be very like efficient, because you're going to have to like target that enemy specifically, and then you can like keep it in your belly and you can spit it out and it loses armor. But like whoever goes around a room like eating enemies and spitting them out and go around the room again to like kill them when they have their armor stripped, it's like, no. And then like his buff, it's like, I like the idea of like getting an increased energy rate, an increased armor rate, increased damage, but the buff lasts for so short, and like you gotta eat them first and then press 2, and it's like, if I run with my chroma, it's like it's one button, boom, I have a buff. It's like it's such a long way around. And his third ability is kind of fun, but I think it's like a first ability. Like you have your slash dash, your charge. Is like, that's what his third ability is. You just shoot a projectile, which, like, it's a fun ability, but I barely use. And his fourth ability is a lot of fun, and this is where I say it doesn't need to be a whatever, like the best ability ever, World on Fire. It can just be fun, and like I think that the rolling thing is fun, but it doesn't really do much damage. It's not really that useful. You just roll around until your energy runs out, and that's it. And then you're like, all right, okay, if I want to show them off, I'll show them off, but otherwise I won't use these abilities, because I have no reason to.
Yeah, I like what you said real quick, Xeno, here. I think what you said about his 1 and his 3, there are other frames that have an on and an off switch, essentially, for an ability. If his 1 and his 3 were on the same, we're both part of his 1, right? You can only inhale people, and you have to regurgitate them before you can inhale more people, right? Then that could be press 1 to inhale, and then while you have them in your belly, you can either press 2 to up to 3 times to get all your buffs, or you can press 1 again and spit them back out, right? Instead of it being a different ability. That might be the solution there, but I don't know what they would throw. I don't know what other ability they would add. So.
Would it be better? I'm trying to think, because like it's difficult for me, because obviously I've not played him. Maybe I really should, but
give him a shot, dude. You have him, so
my question to you is: would it be a better idea? So let's say you hold 1 to ingest, but if you have something in him, you then press hold to eat again. But this is digest now. So what you could do is you could spend a lot of energy to then get a health restore. Does that make sense?
Oh, I see what you're doing. Instead of the...
So Regurgitate is still on, what, his third ability?
Regurgitate's on 3, right?
Yeah. So you hold down 1, you suck in dudes, right? If you have dudes in you, you hold down 1 again, and then it gives you the option, so it will give you a moment, and then it will digest them, eat a chunk of your energy, but it's giving you a chunk of health back.
Refill your health back?
Yeah. How does that sound? Is that a problem that needs fixing?
I feel that if Grendel would like have an enemy in him, like he sucks 1 up and there's 1 in him, and if it would just like give like passive a little bit of health because like it costs energy to keep it in him, then that would be like a great way to because because he has a large health bar, but it would be nice like if it drops low that you could like eat a bunch of them and then like bring that up again, and then you can use your 2 to like get an increased energy rate, not like increased energy rate and like your energy goes up. It's like if you pick up health orbs, you get more energy out of it. So it's like it's not necessarily an Oberon system, but at least it's like I sucked them up. Oh shit! I'm almost about to die. Let me just very quickly suck up some enemies and like get some food.
Yeah, and I like the idea about health being more involved than energy.
Yeah.
So
using some of your life or having that integrated some way. But I like the idea, Xeno, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So what else is wrong with him?
Because he doesn't take a lot of damage as it is. Like he's got a high health pool and a pretty good amount of armor. So like having in a way to restore life would be good with like a consume only if there was another ability that drained your life. You know what I mean? To make it more synergistic, I guess. So instead of maybe like stomping, maybe instead of your 2 every time you press that button to get a buff, instead of it consuming, what is it, like 50 energy per, if it was like life instead.
Yeah.
Because then you could, you pound, buff, and then digest to gain that life back.
So it certainly sounds like his buff needs to last longer. How long does it last right now?
Like 16 seconds.
Yeah, and then if you add duration,
I'll check.
It could go to 30. But
that's
the thing
bad.
Yeah, because like the thing is like in order to activate it, you need to swallow an enemy first, and then you have to activate it. So it's like it takes such a long time that it's not worth the effort.
All right, so let me go to an empty page here.
Is it dependent on the number of enemies you have, or is the duration just set?
Just the duration. Just set. So it's 25 seconds base for 50 energy, and you press the button once for 50 energy to get 1 buff, an nourished energy, armor, or strike. And if you want all 3 buffs, you press it 3 times.
But the duration is still 25 seconds.
Right.
What can you what's the max duration?
Let me find out.
Out of interest, so Tiburos gave a load of ideas to Scott. Have those, and Scott acted on a lot of them. Did they make their way into the game?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of ideas were given to Scott.
I think it was things like being able to pick up resources while rolling around, being able to...
I don't believe so.
Right, okay. So there might be update stuff still coming.
Which would be nice.
Go ahead.
With 306 duration, if you put on all your duration mods, you're looking at 76.5 second duration.
It doesn't feel
tough on him though.
Huh?
It's pretty. I mean, it's pretty tough on him if depending on how you want to build him though.
You have to go full duration just for one ability.
Yeah. Just for the buffs.
How many mods is that? 3?
4.
4 mods.
4 mods. Constitution, Narrow-Minded, Continuity, and Augur Message.
Right.
And that's not even counting the energy cost, since it costs 50 energy per.
Yeah.
So essentially, to buff stack, it's 150 energy, plus the energy to grab enemies.
It's just that, like, with Grendel, the thing is like, the sucking thing, the eating thing doesn't do much other than it's just like it eats it. So like it's not an ability, it's more like a an amp up for like using your other ability. But the third ability I don't feel is worth it.
That's something to touch on too, Michelle. You're right. Like none of his other abilities is 2, 3, or 4 work unless you feast an enemy first.
Yeah. So like his first ability is just eating to prepare for the other abilities. His third ability I don't think is very like worth it because it's like a projectile, which like I would like use a slash dash whenever I feel sometimes like, but I barely use that because it's like such a straightforward motion that it doesn't work very well. And then like his second buff, just like we talked about it, like the duration is very long. You just got a chance upon all the free buffs. And then like his fourth one, you roll around, which is fun, but it's not very effective as far as I'm concerned. So it's like, yeah, I'm going for this 2-step thing in order for me to activate an ability. I gotta do my first, and then I can activate the ability that I really want. But there's no ability that you really want because they're all kind of meh.
Okay, so what's wrong with his 4?
You curl up into a ball.
Yeah.
And you can roll around.
Yeah.
That's it. So
you got to do more than that. So what happens when you hit an enemy?
If you hit an enemy, you have a chance to knock him over, and it deals anywhere from 500 to 4,000 impact damage.
That's it?
Yeah. And if you use the jump ability, when you jump in the ball, it'll come down and slam into the ground. Then you do an AoE damage that's 150 to 500 impact. So you direct hit him for a bunch of damage, or you can jump and
if you get to a standstill, like it's really hard to get momentum again.
So I'm not a builder. I don't do builds for Warframes and things. 4,000 doesn't sound like a great deal of damage.
No.
So okay,
it definitely is fun to knock enemies over.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like you can go bowling, but like it has the same problem with bowling. It's like it's a linear attack. So like
if you want them to die, you've got to circle back around and then go hit them again. And
so what's the transition like between balling up and deballing? Is it quick or is it long?
It's just fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. You definitely need to check him out. He's
I'm just from like an outside perspective trying to understand. Like, so it sounds like there's a few things that could be. Does he have a damage reduction while he's in ball mode? No. So see, that's some
drain, but he does have an energy drain per second.
Yeah. So like you can't use your weapons. You're just rolling around. You do impact damage in a straight line, or sometimes an AoE if you jump, but it costs energy and you can still die.
So what happens when you try to use a weapon? Does he come out of it, or does it just not do anything?
I think you have to hit 4 again, and then you can use it.
See, like, to me, it should just pop you back out, and you just start shooting.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it feels too much like there's a big disconnect between here's the Warframe's abilities, here's the gunplay or melee play, right? Whereas things like Nova, you cast Molecular Prime, you're still using your gun. You've got Ember, you're running around shooting things, and then you call your meteor shower. You've got Nezha, you're skating around, setting the floor on fire for some reason. You're still running around shooting shit, right? You put Warding Halo on, you're still shooting shit. From the fact that you're in this ball mode and that's it, it feels too much of a disconnect, which was the problem I had with Ember's World on Fire. You set the world on fire, then you're just running around like a lunatic. You're not actually having to shoot anything. Right. You're just killing stuff. So that sounds to me like a problem.
How do you guys actually feel about like how Warframe abilities are being regarded? Because I feel that there are things which are being added in as like a part of like a crucial part of Warframe, which makes the Warframe that it is. But when it comes to like important times, they're always being shied away from, and will be affected by any of the abilities. It's
sorry. Could you back up a bit? Like Discord just had a moment.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, Warframe has this very unique ability system, and like the abilities define the Warframe that you're using, which makes it very special. But I think that the moment when it truly comes down to it, Warframe massively shies away from its abilities, because any enemy that isn't just cannon fodder random enemy is like you can't use your abilities on them. So it's like if you want to fight, you got to use gunplay, because otherwise, we can't use abilities, because once people start using abilities, it becomes too difficult. No, we can't do that because it becomes too easy. No, just no abilities. You can't eat anything with like any boss or anything with Grendel. You can't use it's like I don't know. Like I feel that as cool as the abilities are, they're just like at the times when it comes down to the being shied away from, and like I don't really like that.
The problem with abilities is that they are huge game changers, right? They're not minor things. So my Oberon survivability would be nil if I couldn't heal myself, right?
Yeah.
If I couldn't put down Iron Renewal. Same with Nezha. Nezha's survivability would disappear if you couldn't put down Warding Halo, right? Or Loki's invisibility, or what, you know. So the fact that the abilities, so that you got a lot of supportive abilities, you got a lot of CC abilities, and then you've got a lot of damage abilities. The CC abilities are the worst culprit when it comes to bosses, right? I remember Kayla the Thame, right? When she first came out, oh no, she's doing the horrible bombardment cataclysm.
That's still a thing.
Is it still a thing?
I think. I mean, I haven't done her in a long time, but if I went and did her right now, I would definitely take a limbo.
You know, but it is just like you can cheese so many of the difficult features of the game by having something like Limbo, or what's in it? Valkyr's Hysteria was another bloody one. I remember one of my clannies cheesing the entirety of Rathum, like, you know, because you could get the gold trophy and things if you got to, like, waves. He cheesed the whole fucking thing just having Valkyr, right? So abilities are there mostly for the horde content, which is like, you know, what, 99% of the thing, but that 1%, the abilities should not impact. And some of the supportive abilities need to be disabled when that happens.
Because it's kind of weird when you're like, oh, we got this Grendel, which can eat things and do things with it. And then you're like, you come up to Stoker, like, I want to eat Stoker. Oh yeah, okay, this doesn't work. Oh yeah, this entire Warframe doesn't really change anything.
You just imagine Grendel eating Lephantis.
Someone make that meme. Someone make that, draw that. I want to see it.
If they made the small tweak where if you eat an enemy or if you want to buff or consume or something and it takes life from you instead of energy, it maybe if they just changes devour energy drain per second, if it just changes to the health per second based on enemy, like you could totally eat a Lephantis, but you would take so much damage so fast, like you'd have to spit him out.
Michelle clearly wants to say something, man.
I know he does. I've been waiting. Go ahead.
I know the way to fix Grendel. This is the way to do it, okay? So imagine that, like, you have the Stoker right here, and like you're with Grendel, and you press his first ability, and you eat him, and then like you get a little Stalker hat, and you get one of Stalker's abilities, and then you spit him out, and then like, you know, you can eat enemies and gain their abilities.
You just want fucking Kirby, that's it.
Yeah, maybe, but isn't Kirby like one of people's favorite frames in Super Smash? I think that's what we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
Eat Stoker, get his ability.
So
eat Lephantis.
Tell you what, let's ask the card. How do you feel about Grendel? And should we move on to the replies?
How do you feel about Grendel? I love him. I hate him. Don't care. I love him very intimately.
We're not having the last one.
I desire him sexually. All right.
Dude.
Replies.
What were we talking about? Making this kid-friendly stream? What?
No, because then you get then you get $40,000 fine per video. So, no, we're not gonna make these kid-friendly.
Oh.
Shoe off if you're a kid.
Ow.
All right, replies. First reply says, get power strength, eat enemies, turn into a bowl, use your buff, and keep jumping. All those 100 plus level enemies you swallowed will be digested in seconds. Lol.
Words,
yeah.
So what would, so they were just saying play him like this and you will work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Second reply says, I honestly thought that Grendel would digest enemies. It doesn't.
Okay.
And as the third reply says, enemies take damage while inside. The main goal is to eat and then become the bountiest meatball, because that's the main way to deal damage to enemies. His buffing ability should also potentially kill weaker enemies on digestion.
I think digestion should be a separate thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
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 Yep.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
Community shout out.
Right. No.
What we're moving on to then?
No, we move on to theme frame review. And I found these.
Me.
Right. So for Jim's benefit, there they are.
Okay.
I need to slowly open them up as my PC starts to have a hemorrhage, right? So apparently this is a thing, though I do not believe in it. I think this is a lie. Our first meme is yeah, there we go. Now that's a lot of damage.
Our beloved Phil Swift.
Right. Do you know where this is from?
Yes.
Jim?
No.
So this is Flex Tape, or Flex Seal in this instance. And it's basically this miracle compound that's to fix a lot of problems. And,
I know what the Flex Seal is. I use it. Dude, this stuff is great.
Right. So basically in this advert, it's an infomercial. He gets like a knife and he's just stabbing holes in this bucket. And, you know, so he's, yeah. Anyway, so when you hit yourself with the Exceltra, that's a lot of damage. I've heard people kill themselves with the Exceltra. I think it's completely made up, but, you know.
By the way, Jim, did you say you have Flex Tape or Flex Seal?
I've only used the seal, the spray stuff.
All right. So, like, have you saw the Bowden have, and then like, come?
I'm gonna find you the JonTron video, because the JonTron video.
You need to watch that JonTron video, and then you need to cut a Bowden have and do it.
It's hilarious, right?
I'm not gonna do that.
Right. The second,
you will after seeing the JonTron video. You will.
Right. The second meme is what am I even supposed to do with these anymore? Where you have like more nanospores than the sun.
Yep. Or alloy plate.
How do you guys know how many nanospores you have?
Yes, I just bought Dead Bonds yesterday, and I have 1.3 million nanospores.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of nanospores. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so our third community shout out. I'm too used to being loz. Our third meme is when you're helping out your fellow rookie Tenno, get the hang of the game. Right. So I don't know if you guys know what this is from. It's a indie animation called Has Been Hotel. I'll put a link in the description because it's actually, you know, I really enjoy it. It's got, you know, singing things. And it's, Mag talking to a Limbo Prime. Pretty sure that's a Limbo Prime. Like, I know your game. And I'm not going to let you hurt anyone here. And then it's a simple case of, dear, if I wanted to hurt anyone, I would have done so already. Jim's like, I am unfazed by this.
I guess I just don't get it.
Well, you know, it's Limbo. You know, when he like cataclysms or banishes anyone, you know, and it really screws them over. How many people have complained about Limbo?
Limbo's always been complained about.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's why. Right. Our fourth meme. Kill him with fire. Billy, what have you done? I converted a Kuva Lich with a 60% toxin Tonkor. So shoot him again. Jim, do you get this one?
Nope, not at all.
He shot the guy because he converted a Lich with a 60% toxin Tonkor Riven. Sorry, 60% toxin Tonkor.
All I'm seeing is a little boy with a smoking gun that says, Billy, what have you done? And a guy has hands on his head.
Scroll down. Have you got some like weird JavaScript thing going on?
Maybe. I've only been seeing like one image on all these. Has there been more pictures?
Oh, dude, click. Fucking scroll up. Click on the links.
Oh, I see now.
Oh.
Hey, there's more to it than that.
Yeah, so apparently Jim's not been seeing the whole meme.
He's just been like, what are these guys on about?
Yeah, I was like, these guys are okay. I don't get it. Okay, now I see a converted Akuva Lich with a 60-ton core.
Yeah.
Shoot him again.
Right. See, that's the reaction we want.
Yeah.
Right.
Next one.
Okay, so I got to click on the link.
Yep. Next one, number 5. Damn you, Samaris. So you got Vault, Equinox, or Mesa. But I'm nothing without my ulti. Samaris, if you're nothing without your ulti, then you shouldn't have it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you not find that funny? ESO takes away your abilities?
Well, you just... like,
oh, right.
Yeah?
You just like grab energy and like within like 10 seconds you got your ultimate again.
No. You can't spam your ultimates. That's the point. In the ESO, he locks you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you can't spam it. But like with Mesa, if you press it like once, like you can keep it on.
I get what they were going for. It's
You get the
very
point.
good.
Yeah, I get what they were going
2
for.
claps.
Yeah.
2 claps out of 10.
2 claps out of 10. Right. And then the last one, number 6.
Wait, that was the last one.
What? Was it? Shouldn't have been.
I'll put
No, scroll up. Go to the
You go
actual.
talk.
Right, the
Xeno.
link again.
All right, okay.
Refute it.
Right. Last one. Oh no! What a dastardly villain! How will I ever recover?
That's so true. I'm gonna whenever I kill my first Lich, I'm gonna get so much loot back.
What will I do with my
15
extra ferrite?
And they got 1.2 million ferrite.
Yeah.
Right.
So true.
Okay, so that's it for the memes. Now
I'm gonna give that one a
shrug out of 10.
That one gets 16 debt bonds out of 10.
Right.
Good job.
So this is another instance where you've got to ignore Discord doing the preview things, or should I just link them to you one at a time?
One at a time. Let's do it.
Okay. Here's the first community shout out. Right, so community shout outs time. Our first one is Warframe Fighting Gold by PK San. So anyone recognize what this is from?
Warframe, but it's a
Warframe,
JoJo opening.
Yeah, it's a JoJo's reference. So yeah, they did. I think the last two as well did. Stardust Crusaders and Diamonds Are Unbreakable.
Oh,
nice.
I don't know any of those.
You don't know JoJo?
Nope, but I give it 3 JoJos out of 10. It was a great one, dude.
Cool. Second community shout out is Pretty Dress by Zilftree. I need to actually make sure I get these ready to send before I actually start talking about it. So Zilftree's unable to finish this one, however, it looks awesome and thus needed a shout out.
Yay.
Fair, I'd be happy with my operator looking anything close to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I understand what we're looking at now. I didn't understand.
Yeah? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Jim is clearly amazed by the sheer quality of the work.
And give it 0 out of 10. Has a vampire fang.
God. Right. Third community shout out is this gorgeous Gauss by Datlunart.
Looking good.
Gonna give it a really no number again.
No, I really like this one. I was just getting up close to the monitor to see what markers, what pens and markers he used.
God.
So which ones were they?
I don't know.
I was just trying to see if it was all marker or if it was a mix of marker and pen. That's what I was looking at.
Right. Oh. The fourth community shout out is this.
I give it 12 blues out of
Blue.
Sunrise.
Out of Sunrise, okay. The fourth community shout out is this amazing Mirage by Bumblesteak.
Whoa.
Hey, we got a reaction!
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I give it 3 wows out of wow.
The fifth community shout out is this work in progress Duo Octavia by EMF Artbox. So obviously they finished off one of the Octavias, but I saw it and I thought, bloody hell.
Is it me or is it blurry?
Have you... Oh, actually, it's probably blurry.
Looks a little, yeah. It's either blurry or fuzzy or something, but it's very nice. If this is all graphite,
probably.
Yeah. Hold on. It might be digital, which is why it's appearing blurry to me. If it was like a Photoshop or something, like a digital sketch.
No. To be fair, though, it might be massively detailed. But Twitter has compressed it. Like Twitter has horrible compression for like bloody everything.
They're doing a good job. The sketch of the good luck with the original one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
By the way,
the sketch is so complex.
Yeah,
we do have like with his hat and his glasses on. We do have art critic Jim right here.
Oh
like,
yeah,
he just look like the perfect art critic here.
Yeah.
You're like
right. And our sixth community shout out, sixth and final, is Warframe's Best Girl by Tribros.
Yay!
It's a video, Jim. I think he likes this one.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
Right.
Why wasn't this in meme review?
Because it's not on the Meme Frame Reddit.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Wait, Tribros is from Florida? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, that one's good. I give it 1 thick peach out of 2 claps.
Perfect. Okay. I mean, highest rating yet.
Probably. We're not entirely sure. The scale seems to be very subjective. Anyway, right. So coming towards the end of the show, I thought I'd give you guys a nice, hopefully easy quote for the week. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I need your armor, your cybernetic legs, and your Dargon. Oh my god. Are you
your
for
armor,
fucking...
your cybernetic legs, and your Dargon?
Are you for fucking real?
Is this from like Warframe or is this from like a movie or something?
No,
it's a movie.
It's a movie quote that's been made like Warframe, like so he's replaced. Yeah.
Replaced.
Oh.
Yeah. So what movie is the original?
What's the original? Your cybernetic legs,
and your Dargon.
And your Dargon. Oh, it's so familiar.
I need your this, your that, and your ship.
It's not your ship.
Not ship?
No, the original is not ship.
I think cybernetic legs is the same.
Nope.
Not. Damn it.
All 3 of them changed. Oh my god.
Fuck!
I thought this was easy.
I don't know. I'm not a movie buff. Give us a year range.
Huh? Yeah. A year range? I'll give you the... Hell? Shit, why did I close it? I thought, nah, they'll fucking get this. I don't need to keep the IMDb link open. It's fine. Oh my god.
But if all 3 of them were changed, like, I need your dad. It's
yeah. Like, what could they possibly... Right, it was 91. It was 1991. Pretty sure like Michelle wasn't actually born by this point.
No, it wasn't.
I'm very, very sure that Jim right now is looking up what movies came out in 1991.
Maybe.
Fuck, do you want me to just give you the original quote? Do you want me to put on a voice? Do you want me to put on an accent? Would that help? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god!
Sure. Give us the accent.
Give you. Right. Get the thing up. I need your armor, your cybernetic legs, and your Dargon.
Oh my god. Terminator.
Were you trying to do
Yeah, it's Terminator.
the Terminator thing?
It's Terminator 2.
Oh my god.
It's like, I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Fucking hell. Guys!
Wait. Oh, I was thinking that Dargon was like the Sentinel thing.
I remember the scene now that you mention it.
Frick.
Do you remember the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it, but it was like, I need your dish, your dat, your dat. It's like, oh my god, what could it be?
Like, fucking Jim was close enough to say ship, and it's just like, your motorcycle. Oh my god.
Motorcycle, yeah.
It's so close.
Right.
I'm sorry we let you down, Drew.
With that train wreck.
I'm really bad at these, by the way. Somebody watching right now was probably like, nailed it, and then he's like, just say it.
Well, let me.
Stupid.
Tell you what, Jim. Tell me what. If I'm gonna watch this, I'm gonna know it right when Xeno says it. If I'm gonna watch this on YouTube, I'll tell you.
Thanks.
Oh my god. Bet Loz is spinning in his grave right now. He doesn't even know what's happened.
And he isn't even dead yet.
He's not even dead
yet. He's already spinning in his grave.
Christ. I'm gonna call him after this. I'm just gonna read out the line and see if he gets it.
Actually, do it. No, actually, no. Let's do it now.